Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's time to have your say. It is Friday. It is the Tottenham on Tour members show. You gotta love that little elevator music. I do love it. I do love it. It will be the chance to have your say. I believe the link is out in the community section at what time, David?
It'll be 6:15. I did put on X that'll be 6:30. Then we had a discussion. There's nothing to talk about, so it'll be 6:15. It will go live on the community section, and yeah, then you can join us.
Come and have your say about anything, and I do mean anything, whether it be past, present, or future. Tomorrow's game, Wednesday's game, formation, tactics, players, you name it, the ownership, the manager, whatever it is, it's your turn to be a part of the show and dictate where we go with it. Just going to say hello very quickly to everyone in the chat that is in the comment section. Big up Adam McFarlane. The only thing Ange can mix is up is a Caesar salad. I'm afraid his stubbornness will get him the sack. I mean, it is a big talking point about.
You still get that wrong.
Listen, let's hope there is change tomorrow. I doubt it, but let's hope there is change. Mr. Sweden, Mr. Rodriguez, my brother is in the house. Big up and happy Friday, boys. Ange out, Levy out. I'm 50% of the way there. And I think you know which 50 I'm fully on. Tweaky is in the building, channel member, as is Mr. Sweden. Eugene, big up, buddy. I hope you're good and well, and hopefully we'll see you on the chat. Hashtag Ange, who knows? Yes, a good one. Shawnee Slater is in the building. Big up to you, my brother, another channel member. Dear friend, wonderful human, another channel member. Andrew Gregory is in the chat. Are we ready for another emotional roller coaster ride tomorrow? We never are, but we'll always be there for it, won't we? What the fuck is Ange Ball? What the name is so apt for right now. It's so apt. Ryan McFarlane is in the building. Big up to you, buddy. I hope you're good and well. Audio, big up, brother. I hope you're good. Rumi is in the building. Tom81, channel member.
He doesn't like Welsh people.
David.
Tom doesn't like Welsh people.
Sorry.
Andy Lloyd is in the house. Big up to you. I hope you're good and well. Uphill Gardner, always good to see you, buddy. We have Avi. I'm not going to try and butcher your surname, my friend. I think that's a new name. I don't recall seeing that name. So welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy the show. Spurs Die Hard. I would imagine it's Adrian. Good evening to you. The Sheriff is here. Good afternoon to you, channel member. Mike Zappa, channel member. Hi, guys. Everyone out. Me as well. Yep. Angus McDowell. Good evening, my favourite Spurs fans. Big up to you, buddy. And that is it. Now, before we start talking Spurs and everything, and Tom is suing you, by the way. Tom,
he can. I got nothing. Sue me for everything, mate.
So I'm just going to reach down for something. People will know that Twitter can be an absolutely huge shit show and an awful place to be. But there are a lot of people that I have met through Twitter. And Twitter, Perchy has just entered the building, so big up to you. There's loads and loads and loads and loads of people on Twitter that are just vile, whatever. But there's a lot of people that I've met, whether it be via Twitter, via chats, via whatever, that you get to meet some brilliant people. And I've met one which actually goes down. He's on Twitter. I think it's Daniel Levy's burner. But we've got talking, and he was like, Brian, listen, I want to send a gift package out to you. Love what you're doing, blah, blah, and all things. We struck up a really good friendship. He sent it to me a few weeks ago. It arrived today. I've got no idea what's in here. I think I know one thing, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to open it because what is going. I was saying to him, I'm going to have a shelf here soon with all Spurs memorabilia. So I'm going to have it because Twitter. Okay, big up to you, brother. Big up. I'm going to open it. I know one thing is in there. He was going to send me one kit, but for reasons I won't go into, I said as I won't wear that kit, or not to be rude or anything. There's certain kits I won't touch. Now, bloody hell. Okay, Jesus Christ. So let's have a look what I've got in here. There's quite a lot of things, sir. I've got one kit. I only thought there was going to be one kit. There's one kit, which is the green one, which is I do like the green kit, but there's loads of. Now, if this is what I think it is,
there you go, Chris.
It is. It is. I've said it before. My favourite ever Tottenham shirt, and I wouldn't buy it because it would give someone money. Is that one?
Oh yes.
I now, mate. Listen, I didn't know what was coming in on this. I've got no idea what else is in here. I've got loads
big
of
up, MJ, big up.
I've got a fidget spinner. You have no idea. Alana's going to love that because of my ADD. I've got Spurs socks. I've got Spurs. Oh man, I've got so many little bits in. Unbelievable. We do have. It goes to show that if you look hard enough.
Big up, Dan. Big up, Dan.
Big up, Dan. Big up, brother. Like I said, Twitter can be doom and gloom. The whole Spurs social media can be doom and gloom. But there really, really, really are some wonderful people. If you just get talking to them, it's just incredible. And now I will go to the Brentford game wearing my favourite ever Spurs shirt. I'm blown away by it. Just wonderful. If you're watching, because I don't even know what his name comes up on the channel. But thank you from the bottom of my heart for this wonderful array of gifts. I did say to him at the beginning when I gave him my address, I was like, I've either found a really good, nice guy and he's got my address, he's sending me a care package, or a stalker, or one of the people that troll me now have my address, and God knows what could happen. But thankfully, it was the first one. But before the link goes live, we were going to have a chat about a couple of things, Dave. What were we going to chat about? Big up, Nita, and big up everyone in the chat.
Yeah. Well, going on packages, I got a funny story for you, right? I don't have them anymore, yeah? But when I was in primary school, I got talking to one of the dinner ladies. Dirty-minded people, shut up. I got talking to one of the dinner ladies, yeah? And she asked me what football team I supported. So I said Tottenham. Well, lo and behold, her son was a massive Spurs fan, right? Well, she came back to the school a couple of days later with a bin bag. And it had some of the oldest shirts you could think of. Now, bear in mind, this was back in the day when I was like, I think I was about 7, 8 years old.
Yep.
So you're talking like 30 odd years ago. Do you know what I mean? Well, she came back with a bag full of Spurs shirts. Like I had the old yellow one, all of them there. It was fantastic. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know where they disappeared to, and I'm gutted they did. But I still know her son to this day. I still see him every now and then. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, it's crazy.
Mate,
he's a big Spurs fan.
The world can be a wonderful place.
Had to be Yogi Bear, didn't it? Had to be Yogi Bear, the lovable Yogi Bear, the cartoon character. It has to be dirty.
Listen, when you started that school story dinner lady, there's only one place.
I know it does. I know, but that's why I had to recorrect it and say stop being dirty.
You planted the seeds, and people.
Don't blame me. Don't blame me. Well.
Subjects to talk about, Dave. What's the first one you want to have a quick chat about before people?
Just Solanke's quote. Sorry, not Solanke's quote. Ange's quotes on Solanke. Now, obviously, everyone knows he started off a bit short, you know what I mean, this season. But I agree with what Ange said. He's had 2.5 games. He got injured way too early for us. And I think people need to, wait.
I'm John George.
Yes. I don't know what I mean. But yeah, anyway, yeah, just going on what his quotes were, basically saying how, people are criticizing Solanke at the moment. He's had 2.5 games. He had 1 game, had part of the game, got injured. So yeah, and Ange's apparently excited for seeing what he's going to bring to the team. Apparently he was one he wanted. He got asked about Ivan Toney and did we pursue him? Apparently we did look at Ivan Toney, but Solanke overall was the one who Ange wanted and who fit for what Ange wants within the team. So yeah, that's basically what he said.
I have to say, and someone reminded me that the fans forum's coming up, so expect these. I retweeted something today because one caught offside caught offside one of the most unreliable football ITKs or whatever you want to call them out there, said that us, Chelsea and another team have already registered our interest in Victor Gyökeres. I was like, oh, yeah, of course. He's flying already. We wouldn't pay last season. We're going to pay big up. We're going to pay now. And it's just awesome. Obviously, we've got the fans forum coming up, or should we say the selected fans forum coming up. We need to get Solanke scoring. It doesn't help when we're not creating, and it also doesn't help when Udogie is injured, and unfortunately, Werner being fit. Sir, we've got to see. I mean, Dave, I'll ask you with Brentford. I did this with Ben on Morning Brews. Big up, Craig. Big. Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, that's another story. That's another stream, Craig. That's another stream. But I've said to people, if you can make one change, if you were Ange Postecoglou, there's 70 of you in here, and we're asked the people when they come on, if you can make one change, whether it be don't play inverted fullbacks, whether it be play a back five, whether it be, what would your change be? And I've said my change would be Spence right back, Porro further forward, because we need to get Solanke service. And that's the only guy I trust to give it to him. Dave, if you and people in the chat, what if you can make one change? It doesn't matter what it is. Could be tactics, playing Dagul over Romero, anything. What would your one change be? So, Dave, what would yours be?
Go for two up top.
You go for two up top.
Yeah. There you go with Tom there. 3-5-2. I'll go two at top and go three at the back. I know that's two changes, but obviously you got to change because you got to do it. So two at top. I'd play Solanke and Son. Yeah,
you see, I mean, I wouldn't. I don't know if it's formation. I think we need to get a service to Solanke. Big up Colin Crossamano. Sean's doing the random names.
Wrong.
Big up,
I'll ban you.
Big up to you, Ray.
Big up, Ray.
Big up to you. And it's always good to see Ray here. Top man. Just so people will remember, we had a falling out. It's all sorted. Ray is a wonderful human being that I love dearly. And it's good to see you back in the chat, buddy. And he's not feeling too well, so I wish you better, buddy. And it's always good to see you in the chat. Gary Rabbit, yeah, well, that's not. I mean, it says loads of people saying 3-5-2.
Yeah.
I think obviously we have the three to do it.
Yeah. Because
I think after coming on against what's Coover put?
Oh, sorry, I was about to put Cooper.
Boring hands, doesn't go attacking though. 1 way all the way. That would be one way of going about it. Yeah, I just
still wouldn't score.
I think if you look at it, if we put Spencer right back, and I think he did very well when he came on against Coventry. Best of a bad bunch, or you could say Kulu as well. It weren't the best, was it? But I think if you put Porro up there and you put Spence at right back, I think that, because that's, like I said, there's no wrong answer because he's probably not going to do it. I thought there'd be more people with different ideas. A lot of people going with the 3-5-2 would be the one.
Yeah, because the reason, see, Brian, it makes sense for what you're saying though. But with the 3-5-2, how I'd go, yeah, right. Van der Ven, Dragusin, Romero. For the five in the middle, I'm going Spence on the left because he was much better than Udogie. I'm sorry, but he was. Then you go with Madison, Kulu, Bissouma sitting back if he's fit, or whoever there, yeah. Then on the right, you go Porro. Then you go to two at the top with Son and Solanke, because then Porro is effectively your winger because he'll be a wing back. So you're still getting the effect of Porro, but you've also got the effect of Spence as well. So
big up, Barbaric.
With you.
That would be the easiest one, but unfortunately, I only said for one game, not a lifetime. But that is the ultimate goal, obviously. But there's a few people that are putting in different things. Yeah, we've got to. The other thing, people got to remember Brentford. I was on We Are Tottenham TV, and we were going through it. Our fault. We've won. We've played Brentford 5 times. Sorry, this their fault. Played them 6 times. We've won once.
Yeah.
We've won once. And that was obviously the 3-1 last season. The game before was obviously Andrew's first game, 2-2. The game before that was obviously the last home game of the season. Harry Kane scored that free kick, but I don't call it a free kick. Someone passed it for him to shoot. We don't have, big up, Kate. We don't have the best of luck with Bournemouth, Brighton, but Brentford, let's try that again. I just don't. I love Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank was the guy I wanted before Ange. Let's have a look. Let's bring up Rodriguez's lineup. Let's have a
Sorry,
look.
we're just clicking.
That's all right. Vicario, Udogie, Van der Ven, Romero, Spence, Bentancur, Kulusevski, Maddison, Moore, Sun, Porro. Oh, he's gone really advanced.
Oh, the only thing I changed that is Spence for Udogie and put Porro there. That's the only reason, because Udogie's playing poor at the moment, only just getting back from injury and it needs time. Spence really performed. He really did. So that's the only thing I changed there, but that's a good lineup. But I think Bentancur's going to be banned, isn't he?
No, Bentancur. So I don't know. I don't know if people know this more than me. We had till yesterday to appeal. End of business. We didn't appeal. Now the FA have to review what is going on and then determine if it's 6, blah, blah, blah. So I believe until they actually pass sanction on it and say, right, you're banned for 7 games. Big up Bertie, good show member. I think he is available for tomorrow. But do you know one thing? And I saw a lot of people speak about it on social media, and I can see Eugene's in the background, so we'll get Eugene on. The link is in. Yes, Craig, do you know what? You and I are both lovers of Porro. Would you and I'm only speaking to Craig, so Craig, put you on it. Would you be willing to sacrifice that to get Porro up to service Solanke? Because the balls we're putting into him, there's like 4 people around him or 3 people. I don't know. I think I'd be willing to sacrifice it. I really would, just for this game. It depends if he experiments with it.
Yeah, but if you went 3 at the back, you don't have to worry about the defensive troubles of the wing backs, really, because you've got the 2 covers. If you're going like how Ange is playing now with 2 at the back, basically, then yeah, I agree. But if you went for that 3 at the back, then you've got that cover for Spence on the left, who would play further forward, because you've got the Bentancur hypothetically as that defensive midfielder. Then you've got the other 3 defenders sitting there as well. It'll add a lot more structure as well. For me, anyway.
I think the one thing that we can be sure of is he's not going to go back 3. Yeah, they're good at that. And also, we've got to remember they've got Whistler out. Whistler is massive for them. That's, I mean, obviously, thankfully, I will say, for Brennan Johnson, wait a minute, Craig just answered the question. Yes, if we had another good right back, defensive-wise, Spence, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, but I was on about the left. I'm talking about the left because over Udogie, I'm sorry, Spence did a lot better than what Udogie's been doing. Because he's just coming back from injury. And we've seen with us, when it comes to players, they take a lot longer to come back from injuries than they do from from other teams. We seem to take so much more longer. I mean, Richarlison, Jesus Christ, is he dead? What's going on?
Richarlison, we were told we've got 3 people in the background, so we'll have this. And then, so the order we got it at the moment is Eugene, Sheriff, my roomie, Tom 81.
The Welsh hater.
So we'll get that going. But Richarlison is apparently not even anywhere near being back. So I don't know what we do. Richarlison, he just can't cut it. But then you look at it, how are we going to sell him? Because no one's going to want to play us. So we'll see. But we'll start getting the people. Big up, Paul. I hope you're good and well. First, Eugene, if you turn your camera on, we'll bring you on, buddy. There he is. He was ready to go.
What's up, boys?
Eugene, how are you, sir? Happy Friday.
I'm not too bad. Hanging in there. How about yourself?
Oh, good, all good. Just waiting for my updated surgery date, whenever that may bloody well be. But apart from that, it's the day before Spurs. So how am I feeling? Nervous. What do you want? What do you want to talk about, Eugene? Where do you want to start?
Oh man, there's so much. Well, first of all, you got that present, Brian. That looked amazing.
Yep.
And then Ange gave us all a present by starting, Fraser Forster and Timo Werner. It was a present to all of us. So, yeah, it was rough. To be honest, it was the first time where I questioned Ange. Just the biggest thing for me was seeing him stand on the sidelines, and he had that look on his face like he's out of ideas. He had no idea what to do. It felt like he pulled a Conte in a bit, where Conte had the press conference where he wanted to be sacked, and I felt like Ange just put out a lineup. He's like, you know what, I just want to be sacked. Like, I don't care anymore. I had that feeling. I was like, oh man, we're in trouble. I was glad to see Bergval and Archie Gray, but what annoys me the most is with Gray, right? We need to develop him, but why do we play him at center back in the preseason and right back right now? Like, it makes no sense to me. Just play him at the 6 and develop him there. I get it why we didn't do our business in the transfer window. We don't have cover for Udogie. Now Spence has to play on the left, which annoys me as well. It's just so many issues. So, yeah, I was not very happy watching this game.
So, but ask you, Basuma's fit apparently for tomorrow and has been training. For you, does he immediately go back into the first team?
Oh, yeah. I don't know what the status with Bentancur is, if he's already banned, but Bissouma has to be at the 6. We don't have any other choices. Bentancur looked not great. I don't know. It's, to your question about the changes that we would need to make, potential changes, man, it's the coaching team. We need a set piece coach. We need a crossing coach. We need a take your man on coach. We need a team therapist. We need 20 different specialists, or coaches just to teach the basics. Just, some players look clueless out there.
Eugene, what would you, when we were saying before, I don't know if you put your one in, what would be if you could make one tactical switch, if you were around right now, you're going into this game tomorrow, and you can make one change in any factor of our playing style, position, formation, what would be your first major thing you'd want to change? Shabbat shalom, Matty.
I mean, 3-5-2 definitely makes sense, but we all know it's not going to happen. I feel very, I don't know what the word is, maybe sad seeing Son play on the left as a winger and hug that touch line where we all see that's not what he needs to do. I'm not sure why he stopped shooting the ball from the outside the box. Makes no sense to me. But the small tweaks that Ange can make is obviously stop inverting both fullbacks. I mean, that's obvious. I think he's been inverting Udogie less a bit. And I don't think the high line has been an issue so far. Of course, he can drop that high line. So honestly, it's hard. There's no a small tweak that I can see that would change the way we play. Maybe just the inverting piece, but I feel like the issues at this point are bigger than just one tactical change, and that's my concern. I don't know what's going on with the club. I don't know if the players lost faith in Ange. I don't know what's happening, but it just feels like one tactical tweak is not going to fix the issues that we have. So.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing I'll ask you as well is, I've been saying, I think not me, we've all been saying there's got to be some kind of change, even if it's dropping back. If you're really, really under pressure for 10 minutes, soak it up, go back attacking and the way he wants to play. Obviously, he has not changed it for love nor money. Maybe have asked players to hug the wing a bit more, or there's a couple of things he's done, but it's by and large the same thing the whole time. If I think when he saw Coventry and and you remember Coventry rested players.
Exactly.
Coventry rested players. And let's be honest, it could have been 3 or 4 before we equalised. Do you think after seeing that, he's actually thought to himself, okay, something's not right. I've got to do, because I'm going to mention Conte, but I'm not mentioning Conte for Spurs. When Conte first came to Chelsea, we all know he played one way. They got ripped apart from Arsenal. Straight away, he went, right, this ain't working. I'm going back to basics. This is his basics. This is his blueprint. But surely there's got to be a time where you say, okay, something has got to be tweaked.
Yeah, look, I'm Engine still. I'm
Yep.
any manager in, right? I want to give every manager 2 years. But my real concern is at this point is that Ange is so stubborn and set in his ways where even if he does see issues, he's not going to change things. And the way he stands there on the touchline, emotionless. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't have a lot of confidence with Ange changing things around, unfortunately. And I feel like the players that we have will get him sacked. Again, my biggest issue is the transfer window. We didn't do enough. And now, especially if Wilson is hurt, if he's out for a while,
he will be.
We don't have quality on that right-hand side. Mikey Moore, I'll be happy to see him play, but obviously he's not the answer for right now. And I feel like the players will get Ange sacked.
Well, it's the bad news, but obviously also declared that Werner is fit. I honestly don't know how Werner. I would have Mikey Moore in a heartbeat on the bench over Werner. Obviously, It was a really, really poor performance. He's coming for a lot of slack, and like we said, criticizing the performance is one thing. Obviously, going over over and getting personal on people's social media is not acceptable by any stretch. Surely, I mean, he's got to start with more on the bench. Surely.
Yeah, I mean, Timo was bad last year.
Yeah,
but the last game, I was shocked how ineffective he was. He couldn't do anything right, giving the ball away. At least last year, he could take his man on a bit, but he didn't do that. And just watching Timo and Johnson just not being able to take their man on, not being able to cross the ball. Solanke is probably thinking, like, what am I doing here? He couldn't get any service whatsoever. The only service Solanke can get is through the middle if Kulu finds him, I feel like. And that's it. I mean, that's the only way. Our crosses are just atrocious. I have no idea, what they taught him in the academy, but you cannot have 2 wingers who hug the touchline and play it wide if they cannot cross the ball. That's insane. Makes no sense to me. And we only have one way of scoring, that low cross or just walking the ball in. We don't shoot. The only person who shoots the ball sometimes is Sar, and he has a terrible shot on him. Like, that's it. I haven't seen any, like, maybe I'm missing something, but in 4 games so far, I recall maybe 1 or 2 shots from the outside the box. So I have no idea what's going on.
Eugene, how do we get Dominic Solanke scoring?
I mean,
we've just got to get him on the score sheet, haven't we? I think if we can get him 1, then he'll start going on a run and go. But we just can't. Listen, it's his fault that he didn't take that shot on against Arsenal. I still, to this day, I've rewatched it so many times, and I cannot think for any reason why he hasn't pulled the trigger at any point. But we have to get him. If we need to start scoring goals. And we have our £65 million. This isn't me digging him out or anything. We're not getting the service to him. He's going out. He's trying to come for the ball. What is the best way to get him busy and in the score sheet?
Just new wingers. I mean, there's no other way. I feel like when a striker feels like he'll only get 1 chance per game, and he gets that chance, all the pressure is on him to score. And I feel like that's what happened with him in the Arsenal game. He's like, yeah, that's the only chance I'm going to get. and he didn't come through because all the pressure was on him. I mean, he's a tall lad. We need, and honestly, I feel like his movement is pretty good. He gets into the right spots, but just there is no service. Johnson cannot cross the ball. Sonny, he's not the best crosser of the ball. And yeah, just the service isn't there.
How happy were you when Johnson scored the win against Coventry?
I had a weird emotional response. I was happy, but I was so angry. I was in the group chat and people were just losing their mind. And I just felt empty. And I felt like it was game 36 and I had no energy left for the season.
Yep.
I'm like, I'm glad it's over. I was happy, but I was so angry. And I'm like, you know what? Next cup game, if we're going to see the same lineup, I'm just going to lose my mind. I'm going to need a therapist. So it was, I was angry and I wasn't happy. I was relieved and just fuming.
Okay, I'm going to ask you two more questions. Two very simple questions. I'm going to ask everyone, obviously, and we'll ask everyone. Score prediction tomorrow.
I want to be positive, and I'm going to say 2-1. But deep down, I feel like it might be 1-1, and the fans, will get toxic, and it's going to be ugly. But I'm hoping for a 2-1.
Yeah, that stadium is going to be interesting tomorrow if we don't go ahead early. And then final question, which I'm going to ask everyone. Obviously, we've got the fans selected forum on Monday. They are going.
No.
Human Son's going to be there. Hans Postecoglou is going to be there, and of course, Mr. Madame Tussauds Waxwork, Emotionless Fool is going to be there. If you could ask one question to one of them, who would it be and what would it be?
Wow. You're putting me on the spot.
Oh, yes, I am.
I mean, I hear enough of Ange. I don't want to hear Ange anymore. He talks too much. So I'm like, no.
But you could ask him the hard question that no one will ask him. Yeah. Remember that, sir.
I mean, if there's a chance to ask Levy a question, I would definitely ask Levy because Sonny, he's going to give a positive answer. I don't want to hear from Sonny either. I would just ask Levy about his influence on the transfer window, right? Because we all thought, or not even thought, I was delusional and I was hoping now that we have a recruiting team in place and the director of football that Levy is going to step back and let the football people do football things. Now my hunch is that's not what's happening, but I would ask him like, hey, how involved are you in the decisions and what's the process? And also what's the club vision for the next couple of years? And I think we talked about this a couple of months ago. It's like, what's your vision for the club, right? Do we have a youth movement? Are we challenging as a chairman? And, what do you envision for the club in the next couple of years? I feel like that's really important for the fans to hear from him.
Yeah, I mean, usually what I will say of that is, do you remember not this Christmas or January, whatever it was, the year before, when the trust asked those 4 questions? They asked the 4 questions that we were all waiting for the answers to come in. The answers came in, and I knew from the very, very first sentence this was going to be utter bullshit. Because the very first question that was asked, if people remember, was, where do you see the immediate and long-term future of this football club? And the very first sentence was, in the last 16 years, Spurs have qualified for Europe 15 times. And I was like, right. So you've been asked about the present and the future, and the very first thing you do is go on about the past. So if he's asked about that vision again, I will, like people have said, listen, it's pretty much guaranteed that this is scripted, or not scripted. The questions are screened. What are you going to ask this one? What are you going to ask that one? I so blatantly, if I was there, I would say, I'm going to ask this, and then get the mic and say something else. I'm actually trying to find people that are going, and I'm more than happy to provide them my telephone number so they can video call me there, so I can ask a question or try and shout and scream.
Actually, I have a question for Levy. I would ask Levy, what does Scott Mann do? Because I have no idea. He's MIA. I have no idea what he does. I'm like, so, what's his role? Whereas Don Fabio, like, what's happening, right? Who's pulling the strings? Who's responsible for what? So that at least from the fan perspective, we can assign blame when, S hits the fan. Because right now, I have no idea who does what. So,
Dave, you got any questions, brother?
I'll have one for Levy.
No, I meant for Eugene.
Oh no, I thought I was answering. I thought I was gonna. You said to ask everyone.
Play along.
Okay, I'll play a part for it. My question would be to Levy, and I'll ask him how long is it until you fuck off.
Yeah, well,
That's it. At least I know a time. Yeah, but at least I know a time frame. If he says 5 years, okay, sound. I'll be depressed for 5 years. If he says 10, I'll tell him to fuck off.
I would need it written in stone in every single language possible with absolutely no clauses for him to say, I'm going in 5 years. No gentleman's agreement, no nothing. But I still don't think I could take another 5 years of this.
No. Yeah, no. But then I'd ask Ange something as well. Why are you allowing your ego?
One sec. Go on, carry on.
My question to Ange would be, why are you allowing your ego to dictate the football on the pitch because you're too stubborn to change your tactics? He's trying to prove his tactics work. That's why he's sticking with it. And his ego is dictating that and is allowing him to stick with it, even though he knows it's not working. Do you agree with that?
Do you know what it is I thought about recently? He is in his 60s? He's done the same thing his whole managerial career. And honestly, at this point, I am not sure he knows how to do things differently. Again, No. So unfortunately, that might be it. I just think he's set in his ways. That's how he's always done things. And I'm not sure he knows how to do things differently. On the other hand, I really hope Ange survives until the end of this year, because I don't want to see Thomas Frank or whoever else join right now. And we're going to go through the same cycle of getting players out, getting players in. So I'm torn at this moment. I'm losing faith in Ange, but on the other hand, I don't want to go through that same cycle again. So
do you know what, Eugene? I'm going to ask you one more question because you mentioned that for a second time. I'm just going to. I put during the Coventry game, I think it was when it was 1-0 before, way before we equalised. I said for the first time in his tenure, I actually think that the players don't understand what Ange is asking them.
I agree.
But then people were mentioning on it, do you know what? Maybe it's the players aren't the type of players to do it. Because we've always had it where we haven't got the right players to play the right system. Ange has brought his players in. So the responsibility of the players that are on the pitch. And there's a load of people that kept saying to me, Brian, I think it's the other way round. I think the players aren't good enough for the system. But I still stand by it. I think the message isn't getting across properly with what he's asked to do. And you're certainly not going to do it by changing 8 players in one game. Especially your back four, you've got to get. I mean, do you reckon this is the players have to take some of the responsibility, or you reckon this is like if it was percentage, Ange and the players, where's your percentage?
If we're talking about the Coventry game specifically, I would say probably 50-50. To be fair to the players, it's tough for all, right? The players haven't played together. The players on that pitch, they haven't played together this year. So it's like, hey guys, just go there and play, which is tough. Archie Gray at the right, on the right, Bentancur together with Sarr and Bergvall, that combination has never played together. So it's not a surprise that the players seemed out of sorts. On the other hand, the philosophy that Ange is trying to instill wasn't there. So I don't know if the players aren't listening, if they're not good enough, if they're rusty, but And I would say it's 50-50. I mean, it's kind of that old question, right? Does the manager adapt to the players that he has, or do the players have to adapt to the system? And if the players are not good enough, we have to bring in new players. That's a tough one. I think the manager has to be flexible enough to change things around. But on the other hand, the players have to be of quality, where the recruiting team needs to bring in players that can do the job. And I feel like it's both. The manager isn't adaptable, and some of the players that we have are not good enough to execute. So, and that's why it's so frustrating. It's not one thing where I can point to and say, hey, if we fix this, we're going to be good. Like, our issues are so big, as always, that it just super frustrating. It's everything, right? It's the players, it's coaching, it's the board, it's, training staff, it's everything. So it's tough.
Well, there you go, Eugene. Well, listen, brother, it's always.
So, right, before we go, someone's asked a question. I think it's good for all three of us to answer this.
Let's do it then. You're in charge.
If Conte and Ange are both given a real budget and 3 transfer windows, who are you more confident of being able to win a major trophy? It's Conte.
Oh, definitely Conte.
Sorry, he's done it. He's done
Conte.
it. You give him actual money, you give him the players he wants and the available funds to pick the players he wants, his team would be so much better than Ange's, unfortunately.
Oh, it's definitely
Conte.
Conte.
People might like that, but it's Conte.
I think everyone in the chat will say Conte. But before you answer it, Eugene, I'll just say why I've said this as well, and I've said it a couple of times now. I don't know how we do this as a football club, but we always have the perfect team for the previous manager 2 years after they left. If you look at this team right now, and you had the back 5 that we had, and then you've got, look how Kulusevski's Son and Kane played in that first 6 months where we got top 4, where Kulu and Sonny came in on the wings rather than being out wide. Putting Solanke there, yeah, he's nowhere near Kane's class, but then all he would need is the midfield. That's all Antonio Conte would need now is 3 midfielders, and he would cook. I hate using that word. He would be absolutely flying with this team. Not saying I want him back, but it's why. I mean, Eugene, do you agree? It's like we always have the players for the manager 2 years prior.
Oh, exactly. No, that's the frustrating part. We have a defensive manager, and we have world-class front 2 and terrible defense, and now we have an offensive manager, and now we have good back 4 and terrible front 3. It's the other way around. It makes no sense. But before I go, guys, Brian,
yes.
One thing I just want to say, it's pretty tough to be a Spurs fan in the States, especially here. I can't go to games. I don't have any Spurs fans around here in my life. So I just want to say thank you guys for, giving me a chance to vent. The community is great. The chat is great. So it's the only way, in where I can stay sane and at least have, can come on and vent and be a part of this community. So I want to say thank you for that.
Mate, you're more than well. This is what we're trying to do here. Like all the other channels, we're trying to build communities. We're trying to let people all around the world come in. I mean, I forgot where in Eugene. You're in California, aren't you?
Yeah, in California. Yeah.
Okay, so you can never get to a Spurs or can't get to a Spurs game at the moment. But if you ever can this season, if you can make it to come with your son to Toronto for a weekend and come watch a game with all of us at the Scotland Yard, I'll take you all around Toronto during downtown, and afterwards we'll spend a day at the Scotland Yard. Or like Bobby K brings his kids. How old's your kid?
9.
Mate, if you can manage to get yourself one weekend to Toronto, any game of the season, let me know. I'll get Bobby K. I'll get all of the Canadian lot down, and we'll have a wicked time watching it in the Scotland Yard together.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I have cousins there as well that I haven't visited in forever, so that'd be great.
Get on
as
the
long
phone.
As Scott M is there, and actually get to argue with him face to face.
Scott M is in Alberta.
Okay, never mind. Good. No, I'm kidding, Scott.
I'll tell you what.
A kid.
If he knows you're coming, I'll let him know. We'll see what we can do.
That's got to be live filmed for the channel.
We
Eugene versus Scott M. I'll be the referee.
It's all love. It's all love.
If you can ever arrange it, Eugene.
I would love to.
Are you on what? Do you follow me on any social medias?
I'm not on socials, but maybe I would.
Wait,
but I can email
you have WhatsApp, Eugene?
I do. Yeah, I have
Right,
WhatsApp.
1 second. 1 second. I'm gonna put in the private chat my number. Message me on WhatsApp, and we'll keep in contact. Apart from just talking
Big
on
up
here.
Flower. Big up Flower.
6, 7, 1 second. 8, 2. There you go. It's in the private chat.
Okay.
Well, I hope it's in the private chat, and I haven't put it in the
No,
main.
you just put it into the chat, dude.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Uh-oh.
There you go. Why not? I'll just
Something's
give
going
my
on.
number out. I'll just give my number out. Oh, you prick. There you go.
I delete it.
Right, now let me do. I've got to stop doing that. Right, I'll put it in the
Yes.
mate. Is it private chat? Yeah.
Make sure.
There you go. Now you've got it. Now you've got it,
Awesome.
mate. You know what? People can just go screenshot it now anyway.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're gonna get so. You're gonna get. You know what it's gonna be.
Oh.
Yeah. You're gonna get so random. Yeah, that's it. See, I knew James Flower was gonna come in with that.
Oh, mate. Well, James has my number. But keep in contact, Eugene, and we'll keep it. If you ever can get to Toronto, mate, we'll go to Scotland Yard.
I will. Appreciate it, Brian. And again, boys, thanks a lot for this.
Weekend.
Lovely having you on again, mate. Everyone in the chat, show Eugene some love. We appreciate it, mate. Thank you for joining us today.
See you later, Eugene.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm always due a mistake.
On the next person, if you got Brian's number, yeah, right. Be kind to him, yeah. Text him every day with Levy in.
Listen, it's fine. The people in my chat or in our chat, sorry, it's absolutely fine. I'll tell you one thing. I don't know if people in the chat watch the pranksters called Woody and Kleiny. They've got like 14 million followers. Jordan, feel free to, buddy. Feel free to.
No, don't joke. Do it.
So feel free to, mate. If people send me, it's an easy way to block numbers anyway. But Woody and Kleiny have got like 14 million followers.
Yeah.
And one of them, they're pranksters. And one of them went live on Instagram and put their number live on Instagram. And his phone just went berserk for like 24 hours from all over the world. But yes, people, if you want my number, it's there.
Yeah, I can't believe you did that. Hey, the good thing is, a lot of these people don't live in Canada, which means it'll probably cost them to send you
WhatsApp. It won't.
Oh no, it won't. You're gonna have loads of WhatsApp messages.
Oh, so what? So people introduce themselves and say,
"Levy in, everyone, Levy in."
You say that, then it's blocked. It's unblocked. Unrelated. What's my mother's maiden name? Do I need to give
social security number? Your last 3 digits of your bank card.
My bank details so people can put money in. That would be welcome. But yeah, let's bring on the next one. We've got the sheriff coming on. Big up, sheriff. Another person that had my number beforehand.
Yes. I did see it in the chat.
Look at that shit. Love it.
I have literally.
Oh, Lara Croft. There you go. By the way,
yes.
I completed that game yesterday.
Last Revelation.
No. Shadows of the Shadows.
No. That photo comes from Last Revelation. I've only got the PS.
No. I've completed all them, the original ones.
I've only got the PS1 versions.
Oh no, I completed all the new ones.
Yeah,
So
yes.
On YouTube and live YouTube, you can do.
We're talking about Tomb Raider.
We're talking about how silly I am right now. I have just done an absolute balls up.
I did laugh.
Hey ho. Mark, what do you want to talk about, brother?
What? See, I was strictly and Joe. Strictly, but I've sort of mellowed a bit. I just want him to change now. Adapt. Like, because you don't see any other manager playing the same way constantly. You know? Even Pep, the best managers, Pep, Klopp, when he was at Liverpool, they make tweaks during the game. You know, and you even see it. Like if you're watching a game on Sky, or they'll say, "Oh, so you know, he's what was that? Tomb Raider."
Tomb Raider. That's what Levy be doing with Joe Lewis' place.
Yeah, definitely. But you see the top. Even if you're watching a game, they say, "Oh, so he's tweaked it." You know, so and so's moved to so and so. When do you ever hear on commentary say, "Oh, he's gone to back five, or you know, even when he makes substitutes, it's you know, there's not a formation change.
Yep.
You know, it's well, going back to the game Wednesday, I was furious, absolutely furious. To be honest, the first half was rotten, and the second half, like, there's ley lines in that round where I live. You know, allegedly there's one going through Glastonbury Tor and all that sort of nonsense. I thought there was some sort of upset in the space continuum, and I'd been transported somewhere else, and we were playing Man City
Yeah.
when the second half kicked off, because those guys in them pale blue shirts, they were just all over us. They just run ragged, and Ange did absolutely nothing. He just stood there like a statue with his hands in his pockets.
Yep. Yep. I
No.
mean, what was your biggest frustration on Wednesday? Was it the starting lineup? Was it the fact that we just wouldn't shoot on goal? Was it the fact that literally Coventry
We were shit.
were all over us? Yeah. What was the biggest?
The biggest frustration was at half time. Like on Sky and that, they always bring up the stats. We had it was either 74 or 76% possession, right? And then it said chances created 0, shots 0, shots on target, have a guess, 0. You know, I mean, it's all right having like 60+% of the ball, but I'd like to see shots and chances. You know, I mean, what did we actually create in that game?
Well, the thing is, I was going to say, Mark, if that performance, listen, there was a lot. Social media was an absolute clusterfuck at halftime and after the game, and rightfully so because of the performance or whatever. But I think with the media, if that had been when we had Nuno, and we had games like that where we didn't have one shot on target at all, it would have been absolutely all over the shop on the media. Listen, they spoke about it and how we got to improve. But obviously, Ange carries himself, whether you want to say speaks too much, which I believe he does in certain aspects and certain things. This is really weird. This has become Tomb Raider on tour.
Yeah.
I had to do it, though. I had to do it just for Tom while he's on. I mean, sorry, the sheriff, sorry. I seen Tom.
But we've got to the point where if that had been Nuno, there would have been Armageddon.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Which it was. But what was the one person that you didn't want to see in that starting lineup the most? Like once that lineup came up,
Werner, without a shadow of a doubt. And to be honest, he never let me down. He never let me down. He was god awful, absolutely god awful. You know, why on earth we're paying him what? I've heard several figures. It's up around £170,000 a week. You know, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, if he can play in the team, I've still got a chance. I must have.
Yeah, I literally, I don't even know. I mean, the people in the chat, I don't know if they know. Is this a seat? Do we have a breakout clause at halfway through, or is it? Because I, as a Spurs fan, surely, and the thing with me with Werner, where I've got when we originally signed him in January, I literally thought, you know what, that's a smart bit of business.
Yeah, because we had injuries.
Not only we had injuries, some was going to Asia, the Asia Cup. It was like, okay, there's a guy that's played in the Premier League, is a left winger, pace, yada, yada, yada. I thought this is either going to go exceedingly well and look like one of the shrewdest bits of business done, or the way it did go. He's obviously come back in. He's our second highest earner. He's our second. I don't understand when we talk about the wage bill gone down. I don't understand how Spurs could justify 165 grand a week. And there are people saying we're not paying all of it. There's a lot of people saying we are paying all of it. I don't know why we are giving this man £165,000 a week.
It's a mystery. Honestly, it's an absolute mystery. When the thing obviously the thing in the summer was to cut the wage bill in half or whatever they did.
Yep.
You know, loads of savings. And you got, I don't want to be too disrespectful to him, but he's useless,
Who?
to be honest. Werner.
Oh no, useless would be useless. Useless would
No,
be.
I just don't want to say too many disrespectful words to him.
Yep. Useless would be an improvement.
Oh, okay. But he's useless, and they're paying him all that money a week. You know, it's mind blowing. You know, and just like you said, he's the second highest earner at the club. I mean, I honestly don't know what to think of it. You know, I mean, and I suppose now Wilson got injured, he might actually be playing tomorrow, which is worrying. I mean, thankfully it's not live on Sky, and so I'm going to have to troll about and see if I can get a link for anything.
Yeah, I mean, I will be getting it. I will be going to the Scotland Yard for it.
Well,
so,
yeah.
But
Yeah.
thankfully, it's a 10 a.m. kickoff, so I have got
Yes.
to get up at crack of dawn and silly nonsense. Moving on, like you said, for Brentford, how are you feeling going in?
Nervous, to be honest. I mean, normally any home game, I'd be like, well, it should be 3 points, you know, because we always put a performance at home. If we lose, you know, at least we try. But I don't know what to think of Tottenham anymore, honestly, because, you know, we have hardly any chances on goal. You know, all right, we have most of the possession, but what does that count for? You know, and I'll be honest, now this is what really gets me with Ange, is he won't change the way we play. Not the slightest. You know, and teams have worked this out. They really have. All they do is sit back and just like one ball down the side or one ball over the top or wait till they get a corner. And then that's it. So I honestly don't know what to think of tomorrow. I mean, it's like I said, I'm glad it's on 3 o'clock. So I ain't, well, unless I can find a stream somewhere that I ain't got to watch it.
Just a quick one, Mark. Because there was 2 sponsors on that top you're wearing, have you got the Autonomy or have you got the Investitech? You got the Autonomy. There you go. There you go, Jimmy Hotspur.
That was the League One, wasn't it?
Yeah. What we got to look for as well, and Mark, we'll have this quick, and then I'm going to ask you the 2 questions.
Yes.
Because I'm looking at it now, and what the fuck was I going to say to you? Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You got to remember now, we're going for this game. Ange has got big things to think about, not just for this game.
Yeah.
Because after this game, we've got to go to Karabag.
Oh, yes,
Or is it
away,
Karabag
isn't it?
home? Either
No,
way,
it's home. It's home, isn't it?
Okay, so either or, we're playing again Thursday, and we've all got to hope that he's taking this tournament, or the club are, as well as him, taking this damn seriously. And I think this club needs to remember teams that we've gone out to in this tournament. This tournament needs to be taken seriously from the get-go. And then we're away at Old Trafford. So there's 3 games in 8 days. And it's not like the 1 game a week where we can just say, right, you play and then you're going to play again. Do you want him to go full strength tomorrow? Or obviously not 8 changes. I mean, he made 8 changes yesterday against Coventry. So there's going to be a big amount of changes coming in. So with the tickets, there you go. So it's definitely at home. So
that's funny.
Because what you got to remember as well, like what I was getting to, because it's Thursday Karabag, and then Sunday United. So he has got to. This is the first, like I would say, that we're entering the period now. The first time where Ange has really got to start thinking game management.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. To be honest, I mean, obviously the Karabag game is important, but at the moment, the way we're going, I think every game's important.
Yeah.
Because can you see Daniel putting up with like where we are on the table at the moment, 13th, whatever it is? You know, if we're still like sort of hanging around that area at Christmas, and you think, you know what he's like? It's either top 4 or you're out.
You do. You bring up the
Sorry.
comments.
Hey, I can be both clicking the comments at the same time.
press
So if you
the
see a
comments,
comment, just go like that.
My hands are going to be
Yeah.
like this the whole time. You deal with the comments. This is
Here
the
we
other
go.
thing. This is the other thing
Yeah.
because it's the members show, Corey. So the
Members.
link is in there. You're a member.
Yeah, it's in there somewhere.
It's in the community section. There's Tom, then there's Rinketic, then will be
Yeah.
your good self if you call him. But yes, out of those 3 games,
Did I miss a joke or something?
no,
No, I don't know. It says Mark was a little late.
So that joke from Andy.
yeah, just about the joke where he said about £15 a shot on target.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what?
So yes, you did miss a joke, and you missed the joke that was about you missing the joke. Right,
It's an age thing, Brian. It's an age thing.
The 2 questions. You are first of all score prediction tomorrow.
I want to say a Tottenham win, but 1-1. 1-1.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you could ask Heung-min Son, Ange Postecoglou, or the man himself, 1 question and 1 question only, who and why, and who and what?
Right. It's pointless asking the chairman any questions because you'll just get some sort of round the houses, deflated answer. You know, because he won't answer you straight, will he? It's like the thing you brought up just a minute ago about that question he got asked in last year's thing, and he said the first thing he said is 15 years we've been in Europe. You know, so it's pointless asking him one because he'll just like either have you escorted out of the premises or hit over the head with something. So I plead with Ange to please like learn and play tactically. You know, like just look at the game, dissect the game, and if he thinks something's wrong, then change it. You know, I mean, you look at Wednesday night when Coventry was all over us. He still didn't make no substitutions. This is another thing about half-time, I watched it on Sky. The 2 people in the studio were saying, surely the changes must come. Surely Tottenham can't be happy with this. Because we were dreadful in the first half. And they were like, surely he must like bring some of the big guns on and sort this out. Nothing. In Coventry, were all over us. And I think I know he made 1 at half-time and Wilson got injured, but that was forced upon him. But like, am I right in saying that Coventry went 1-up and then he started like panicking and throwing them all on? Maddison came on.
Yeah, Coventry went 1-0 up before. The only sub he made beforehand was Jed Spence.
Yeah. If you notice with his substitutions, it's either 60 or 70 minutes. You know, no matter how the game's going.
I will say with that, Mark, to Ange Postecoglou's defence, this is what all our managers have done. Pochettino, substitutions were an issue. Jose would go and make changes. You go back, it's Harry Redknapp. They're saying when you're going to make there are this, as much as it is an Ange Postecoglou problem right now. This is not just an Ange Postecoglou thing. This has been a Tottenham thing for a long, long time.
See, this is why I tune into this channel because I learn something every time I watch.
What can I? Well, I mean, what can I say? I funny enough, we're doing this so much. I do know my stuff as much as people want to disagree in certain sections. But
degree in Levynomics.
Oh man, I've got my bachelor's, my doctorate.
Everything.
You name it, I've got it. I'm fluent in. I'm fluent in. I speak English and Levy. It's all there. But Mark, listen, big up your channel. You going live today at 3:00 like normal, or 8 p.m.
Yes. 8 p.m. 8 p.m. We'll be on when I get off of here and I go back to YouTube. I'll put the link in the thing. Yeah. I believe we're doing a Brentford preview and probably dissecting Wednesday's game. And Tottenham diehards, that's it. Yeah, but thank you for having me on as usual. Keep up the great work.
Yeah, big up the sheriff, mate.
Put your link in the chat.
I will do it. As soon as I get out of here, I'll go back to Uge because I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. I'm useless on computers. I need to go and see Ben in the coffee shop, and he's got to give me a lesson how to use the damn thing.
Okay, well, there you go. So, Mark, we will speak to you later on, buddy, and everyone give his channel a follow.
Yeah,
Like,
and
subscribe, and all that stuff.
Yeah, and give
This
Sheriff some
channel,
love
to
in the
this channel.
chat. And George, give the Sheriff some love in the chat. Big up the Sheriff, mate. Love having you on.
Cheers,
and hopefully
buddies.
see you next week.
I shall be here. Thank you very much.
See you later on, buddy. Have a good one. Okay, so we got 4 people in the queue. We have my roomie that's about to come on. We have Rinketic coming on. We have Donovan coming on. And then the Gooner. But Gooner, I will let you know, every time a Spurs fan comes on, you're getting pushed further to the back. So there could be another 10 Spurs fans that come on. You're getting pushed to number 11.
Right, before go on, Bryce. Sorry. I was going to say, before we bring Tom on, I've just got to do one thing. Give me a second. Just before we bring Tom on, like.
Yep. Oh, you're going to... Okay. Yeah, do you know what? Whilst waiting,
I can see you grinning. I can see you grinning.
I've seen so many people going on. Obviously, there. Listen, I don't want Ange out. I've said it so many times. I don't turn on a manager at any point. But I see people keep saying there's some people saying Thomas Tuchel. Just put in here. If Spurs were to do what they always do, not that I want them to, who is your number 1 pick? For me, I don't think Thomas Tuchel will come here. Or, sorry, I'll rephrase that. I think he would come, but I don't think Levy would hire him because he will give him what for. But we'll see what people think. There's 2 people for me. Amraim at Sporting Lisbon or Thomas Frank. But Thomas Frank hasn't done it. So I don't know who I'd go for. But we will bring on Tom and we'll start there with that. What's up, Roomy?
How you doing, guys? You all right?
Yeah, look at that. You mysteriously had 3 shirts there just to pin up. Look at
I
that.
covered it. There's a mirror behind me and the light was shining on it, so I covered it up.
Oh, you did it well, mate. That's standard. Mate, that shirt in the middle, I have to say, was a banging shirt.
Yeah, I won that.
Yeah.
I think I won that in an auction up a local club we used to have a beer up.
Is that the V-neck one or the collar one?
V-neck. V-neck.
Do you know what? I miss a V-neck and a collar.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of collars on football shirts.
Mate, do you know what? That's what we'll do as well. People in the chat, and there's just under 100 of you. On kits, do you prefer a round neck, a V-neck, or a collar? I miss the collar, man. I do miss the collar.
Well,
I prefer the V.
You'll never see me wearing a V-neck T-shirt ever.
There you go. Like Mark said, we learn something new every time we go. Yeah. There we go. See, roomies, so that's what we're doing. But before we get into it, Tom, I left the question with saying to people, who would you have as your number 1 pick? Should Spurs pull the trigger? Like I said, I'm not there. I'm not sanctioning it. I'm not.
But before you answer anything, Scott you got to meet Eugene, and we're doing it live.
Yeah, Scott, I didn't even see it. So, Scott,
there you go, Scott.
Very quick before we go back to this, I will say, because Scott's just in here. First of all, Scott, I hope you and the family are all good and well. I'm trying to arrange it because Eugene can't obviously get to Spurs, and he doesn't go into the Spurs pub with his kid. I'm trying to get him to try and find a time to come to Toronto and watch a game in the yard. And if we can get him to come to from America, let's hope we can get you to come and join us. We've got to get you to the yard one game, Scott. We've got to. But Tom, manager, so if it was to be, who would yours be?
Just before I answer that, I just want to say big up to Eugene, yeah, because that must be a bloody lonely place being a Tottenham fan all on his Todd.
Yeah.
Well, mate, put it this way. You say that,
must
Tom.
have skin as thick as a rhino's.
Tom, you say that, mate. You look at it. Cody, as in Cody Mack, lives a 4-hour round trip from here. His first game ever with Spurs fans was Nuno's first game when we beat Man City 1-0. That was the first time he'd ever sat down with a bunch of mates to watch a Spurs game, but then obviously in a Spurs pub. It's the first thing I did when I moved to Toronto was, where is Toronto Spurs? Where is Canada Spurs in Toronto? Has to be done.
I've got so much time with people who do things like that. So committed. Like, you know, you just got to give them a big up, haven't you? It's just, that's commitment, mate, you know?
But let's get back to it. We're going to ask a question about the manager, and then we'll get into what you want to talk about.
Mate, listen, I know we've all said silly things in the past week, and tempers have been boiling over.
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing, all right? I don't want to see another manager come into this football club, all right? I don't. But if it's not working and it ain't right, and it's not right, then it's on him. At the end of the day, it's his job. That's what he gets paid for. And it's not about 3 or 4 games. This is going back now 9 months.
Yeah.
Longer than that. Like, even in them 10 games when we were winning them all, we didn't play brilliant in all of them games. You can count on one hand how many times we played well in these 48 games in total. And I reckon, on average, we played about 10, 15 minutes good football in each of them, if we were lucky. Or am I being harsh?
Well, you know what? I'm going to say this, and obviously for people in the chat, I don't mean this as in I know the class apart. You look at the Premier League last year, the top 3. Guardiola, forget that they've got the money and their chairmen are this. Guardiola has been there, 8 years now, or around that time. Jurgen Klopp, been there 9 years. Yes, it's Liverpool. Yes, it's the... And then Arteta, sorry, the other way, Liverpool came third. So Pep, Arteta, Klopp, Arteta 5 years. So all those managers, and before people go mad in the chat, they got money, they got... What I'm trying to get is they all had time. They all had time. And we cannot turn around here as once not any Spurs fan, regardless of where you are with the manager, the owners, the club, the whatever. No one can sit here and say a manager has had time. Well, listen, there's no... And I understand the argument for it's not working, why put up with this? But I also get the argument and where I am for I don't want to keep repeating that. I want to try this and see if this works. Because
we had the ideal manager at the football club and Levy got rid of him. Didn't back him when he needed it.
Well, we do. The one time we do have a manager to go that time, we don't buy anyone for 18 months.
And he parked with a lot. Playing at Wembley, backwards and forwards. When you think about it, the job that Poch done was amazing, really, when you think about it. I know we didn't win anything, and everyone gives it, he never won nothing. And I've been one of them. But when you actually sit back and think about it all like I have been doing over the past few weeks, he was amazing. I don't want another manager coming in, unless, if he carries on the way it is, then Levy ain't going to have a choice, mate, because there was booing there on Wednesday night. You heard it on the telly. There was booing. When he took Bergvall off, they booed, the away fans. You could hear it. And I know they did as well, because someone was there. And they come out and said it the other day on one of the other channels. There was booing.
1 second, I'm just responding to Scott. Everyone said Scott. Just going to say, everyone send Scott him some love. Everyone sends Scott love. Whether you agree, listen, like I said, one of the things I want to do here, or we want to do, is create the community where, like you've seen in this chat, once again, it's always harmonious, civil. People may disagree, and people may have very, very strong opinions. Yeah. I have an extremely, extremely strong opinion in certain things. But the one thing is that we're all part together. And whether we disagree or agree, we all support Spurs. And just all I'm saying is everyone send Scott M some love. Thinking of you, buddy.
Exactly, mate. Exactly.
Back to like we're saying. Well, let's have a little bit of Pochettino chat.
Who would I have if I don't know, mate. What's going to happen? He comes in and we go through the 18th month cycle with Daniel Levy again. I don't know. I don't think about who it is. You could have the best manager in the world. You could have Carlo Ancelotti, and then one hand you could have David Moyes, and nothing would be any different.
Mate, I've said we could have had Guardiola and Klopp as
Yeah.
manager and assistant.
Exactly.
And it wouldn't.
It
So
doesn't
you
matter.
know what? You look at it with Pochettino. This is what the kind of thing that strengthens the argument from where I'm coming from, because Poch was given time, and Poch was able to build. Don't get me wrong. He had Harry Kane. He had this. He had that. He was able to get players playing unbelievably well. But the one time we actually stuck with a manager, yes, we won nothing. We won nothing. We choked the league. Yada yada yada. But the one time we actually gave the manager time. But the other thing, when you put it the other way, is his last season, his away form was so bad.
Yeah, it was appalling.
The Champions League kind of papered over cracks.
Yeah.
And then we know what happened. But this is why when we have this discussion about manager, and like I said, people kept see Nicola. I agree. Listen, I agree. I think one of the big problems Andrew's got, and it's harming him, is his stubbornness. I reckon if he had changed the formation, let's just say he changed the formation tomorrow, and we played much better, we got a result, or didn't lose, let's just say a draw, whatever, but either went to a back three or moved Porro up the top or played someone in a six. A lot of people be like, Joe, what? At least he's trying. Wouldn't you say so, Tom? If you saw it tomorrow,
exactly. Try to just change it, mate. Listen, you can see it's not working. Just putting your head down and walloping the ball across the box. You saw it on Wednesday night with Brennan Johnson.
Yep.
Now, Brennan Johnson is getting loads of stick for that. That's not him. That's not his fault.
Yep.
He's doing exactly what he's told to do. You've heard Ryan Mason saying it in training. Get your head down, get it across the box, and it's snapped with someone else to get onto the end of it. You can't play like that. When you're a kid, don't matter what standard of football you ever played, you are told to play with your head up. So if you haven't got your head up, you can't see what you're doing or who's there. So you're passing it to nobody.
You're right. And Tom, I will say to you as well, talking, you mentioned Johnson. We will have a quick chat because he hasn't come up yet. But as you know, you probably saw it, Sean Slater put a tweet up about him not celebrating with the fans. I don't even want to talk about that. But I want to talk about is he kept himself onside, which I saw, like literally, he bent his run so when Bentancur put him through, he weren't offside. But the first thing that went through my mind when he got that ball, and it's probably the mental health aspect advocate side of me that started thinking this, just thinking as he's running through one-on-one to stop the game going from penalties, all the thoughts running through his head must have been, some of those thoughts, I swear to God, I guarantee it, must have been, do you know what, if I miss this, I'm going to get fucked. You know what I mean? There's the pressure of him winning the game, and then there was the pressure, if I miss this, the way that I think he took that goal brilliantly.
He did. And he's a good finisher. Let's not mess around. That's how he played for Forest.
Exactly.
That's why we bought him. We bought him for that reason. What he did there. That's how he plays. This going down the wing and just smashing it across. It's the coaching that's making these players look bad.
So if you could have made one change, like the question I asked at the beginning, what would be if you could make one tactical switch right now?
Oh, it's a back three for me all day long, mate.
That's where you go, back three.
Yeah, back three. You know, Romero, Dragusin, and Van der Ven, and then you don't have wingers. You use your fullbacks.
Yep.
You use Porro and Udogie, who I think are the best two crosses at the club.
Well, Destiny, do you know what? Let's talk about Destiny actually, because Destiny hasn't looked right, has he?
Before you do, Brian, before you do, I just wanted to say, Angus, mate, obviously, regardless of what team he supports or anything like that, big up to everyone wishing his dad a great recovery. Hopefully he does, mate, and hopefully the chemo does go really well.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, like I said, sometimes I feel very awkward talking about cancer because I'm one of the very, very, very lucky ones where my mum beat it. The first person ever, like immediate family in my life, ever got it.
Big up, Angus,
and thankfully, I can live to tell the tale and say my mum kicked cancer's ass or whatever.
Yeah, mate.
I always feel like, and I wish your dad all the best with it. It's just obviously there's so many people that aren't as fortunate as I was. But yeah, all the best to your dad, Angus, buddy. All the best. Nothing but
Yeah.
love from all at
Because
Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, because go on saying that, Brad. Do you know what I mean? I've been lucky like you, mate. I haven't experienced it much. Unfortunately, Emsy has, and within the span of 4 years, lost 3 people, including her own mother, to it. So, yeah, honestly, Angus, wishing you all the best, mate.
There you go. Now back to Spurs. Now back to Spurs.
Yes. I've got a question for Tom, though.
Go on then.
I do have a big question. Yeah, I've got a big question.
It ain't
for
about
Tom.
anti-Welsh.
Yeah.
Because I'm not. Because I'm not.
I know you're not. I know. I was just gonna have a joke with it. Though. I was literally gonna say, like, why are you so against Welsh people? But
Terry Europe.
it's all
Europe used to be one of my favourite players when I was a kid.
yeah.
Mate, his name keeps coming up.
Joking,
Bingo,
mate,
it's pissing me off.
Yeah. Everyone keeps saying.
We're people. We've been playing. I've got Tom and Sean.
Oh, mate, how long's that game?
Oh, mate, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. But Terry Yard's name keeps coming up. But yeah, you were saying back 3. Oh no, Destiny. Destiny for me has not been. Obviously, we know he's coming back from a long-term injury, but you saw him do exactly what you mentioned for Italy. He excels.
Yeah.
And right now, I don't think he's on his game for Tottenham. He didn't look good at Coventry. That's for damn sure. Well, it's there's quite a few that didn't look good against Coventry. I don't know what it is with Destiny, or maybe I've answered my own question saying about.
If you saw at the end of last season before he got injured, there was a couple of games where he went down that line and he gave up, as if to say, "I've had enough of this."
Yep.
And when he was in hospital injured, he didn't look bothered. He was sitting up in his bed laughing, as it like looking, thinking, "I'm out of the way of that."
Yep.
You know, because they're not the best defenders. They're good going forward. Porro, and I love Porro. Porro's my favourite player at the moment. I think he's brilliant. All right.
I love him.
They're not the best defenders. That's why you have to have this back 4. I think with this back 5, this 5 and 3 at the mate. Honestly, I think we'd be brilliant. I really do. I think we'd be good, mate. I really do. It's just so frustrating.
Well, I'm going to use the phrase, Tom, that you've heard me use many a time, and I think it's what we're already doing with Destiny when I say overpay and undervalue. Underpay and overvalue. And what I mean by overvalue is we just, if you fit, you play, you fit, you play, you fit, you play, you fit, you play, you fit, you play. And obviously now with 4 games a week, 4 games a week, 4 competitions, there needs to be some rotation. There needs to be some, right, well, you can use whatever buzzword you want to use, rotated, rested, dropped. But we just can't with Destiny right now, can we? Unless you move Van de Ven, then you mess up the centre. No. It's a problem, isn't it? I think you wanted a left back badly last season, didn't you? That was your number 1.
Yeah, that was number 1 target for me, definitely. Because we ain't got any. We've not got a proper left back. Udogie's not a left back.
No, he's left.
We've not got any. We're not got any left backs. He's more of he's a wing back, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, like this inverted winger. We're all slating our players, and everyone knows this one's not doing it. It's the system, mate. Sometimes you look like we've got 5 number 8s on the pitch. Madison can't move. He can't run. He can't take anybody on because everyone's surrounding him. You've got to spread it, make that pitch big. We're all bunching in the middle, and it's just.
That's the thing. I mean, I'll ask you the question that I asked Eugene and forgot to ask the sheriff. That tweet I put out where I said it's the first time I don't understand. Oh, I don't think the players understand. Do you think it's the players in the percentage, and then speak a bit more about it? Do you reckon it's the players aren't understanding Ange's system, or the players can't play Ange's system, or they don't want to?
They don't want to.
You're on that? Well, that was a quick. I'll go on.
I don't want to, mate. You can see Madison's face. You see Madison's face, you know, and he's coming off every game. He's supposed to be our best player, one of our talisman. He's coming off every week.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's that say?
Totally agree.
He's getting the blame for it. Everyone's slating him. It ain't his fault. Just like it ain't Brennan Johnson's fault. Just like it ain't. Well, I'm not going to say Timo Werner because it is his fault because it's just not very good. But
here's one.
Sonny.
We've seen him on the bench. We seen him on the bench, didn't we? Regulon.
Yeah, but this is a guy that hasn't played for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Isn't wanted for Spurs. He has obviously, but he's had his
What's that all
loan.
about? What is that all about? They wanted to get rid of him. Why would he want to play for us when you're being frozen out?
Yeah. And he's still on the bench. And he's on the bench. That's how bad it is, Tom. That's how bad it is.
I can't see people's comments at the bottom because I'm on my
No,
phone.
no, I'll bring them up. Don't worry, I'll bring them up.
It's tiny, so I can't see because I've totally tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
It's. I mean, Reguilon. I just don't get it. Are you a fan of Reguilon?
I liked him. Do you remember when we got worried because Real Madrid was gonna want him back because they?
Oh yeah, I remember.
We was
the
all
fan
going
base
mad,
went ape
weren't we?
off it, didn't it? The
Let's be
fan base
fair.
went ape off it.
Weren't we? We was all going nuts because we loved him.
Yeah.
I think it all went downhill from him from when he went out that Christmas with Lo Celso, Lamela.
Oh,
Mate,
yeah.
I think for the first under Jose, he was
Yeah.
magnificent.
Yeah.
But if people say to me, "What's the first thing you think of when you think about Reguilon in a Spurs shirt?" I don't think his assist for Bale's header. I don't think the Mahrez he won a ham. It's that stunning own goal against Villa.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
Harry Kane couldn't even do that. He's facing forwards and he backward volleyed it into the top corner of his own goal.
He's got a couple of goals for us as well, hasn't he?
Has he?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
I think-
I'm sure he has.
I'm sure he's
remember
got something like, I think he's got something like 6 assists and 4 goals. I think it
He's
is.
got a couple of goals, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember him scoring for Tottenham.
But he's like Poro and Udogie. They're good going forward.
Trust
Yeah.
is the thing.
They just can't.
Yeah, but this
they're
is
not great
see,
defenders.
that's where the back three works, Tom, is when you have a back three and you use wing backs because they fit
He's
as
got
wing
no
backs.
Premier League goals.
No, he's scored. I'm sure he has.
Oh, wait a minute, 23-24. That said, 1 second. I'm just
Oh,
going.
right. Change the
goals.
score.
Oh my god,
Sure
mate,
he
it's
has.
slow. Sergio Reguilon. Let's have a look. Tottenham. Oh, for God's sake!
When he celebrated with Kulu, doing Kulu's thing, copying him and everything, he used to be a proper hype.
I don't know
man,
if anyone put it in the chat whilst I'm trying to find it because it's taking me a goddamn eternity. Has anyone put in the stats whether he scored? I honestly don't think he scored for us.
Checking myself now. He scored under Jose.
He did.
Apparently, Shawnee's saying he scored.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm
We're
sure he
looking
did.
now.
There we go. So if he did, he did. I mean, that shows how memorable. Where you can't. I mean, I can't see him. I can't see him playing. But the Brentford worry you, Tom.
Yeah, the last game we went to when we was in the pub, me and you was watching it.
That was the Levy out protest with crackers.
Yeah.
When Levy got his thigh rubbed, and a load of us went to the Coaching Horses with the rabbi, rabbi as well.
Right, just quickly, Brian. Yeah, like everyone's saying in the chat, he's got 8 assists and 2 goals for us.
There you go.
67 appearances.
Well, listen, it's a left back. You're not expecting goals. I just can't recall. He scored in a 5-0. Oh, I remember that goal now. I remember that goal. What was the other goal, people? He scored in the 5-0 win against Everton. I can't remember the other. That goal I can remember now, but I wouldn't have. But that was a great day in the Coaching Horses, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
You had a little trouble getting home that night, didn't you?
Yeah, I won't go much into that one.
Mate, but yeah, what
I stayed behind. I spoke to Crackers for hours after. I must have
what a guy!
ended up doing his head in.
He's a mate, Joe. He's a great guy, Crackers. Mate, Joe, that was more fun than being in the stadium to watch that 3-2.
He's a thing for me.
Brian, it was Leeds United. His first ever goal was Leeds.
Leeds United.
2-1 win.
Was that Conte's first game? I think we hit the post for a free kick and then he tapped it in, if I'm right.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah. I think that was the one.
There you go. So Conte, he scored the 5-0 was the 5-0 Jose? Yeah, it was. Okay. There we go. We go. But Tom, what worries you about Brentford? Is it mainly Thomas Frank?
I don't think this is a togetherness in the team. There's something wrong somewhere.
No cohesion, is there?
Romero's come back. Not looking at it, he really gives a monkeys. I think he's won the World Cup. He's gone away and won a Copper. He's come back. I think he must be looking around. People maybe have got in his ear roll and he's looking around. He's to say, "What am I doing here?" You know what I mean?
So with Romero, there was two bits that came out and used in the last couple of weeks. First one was
I
we
wouldn't say,
offered
by the
him,
way.
or we sat him down at the table to try and get a new contract going, and he was like, "I'm all right at the moment. I'm cool. I've got 3 years." And then there was something this week. I don't know if it was Alistair Gold or whoever it was, saying Spurs signing getting Romero tied down to a new contract is one of the highest priorities. Chances of him going zero, we just haven't sat down at the table yet. So I don't think he signs another contract.
No,
I don't.
No, I don't know either.
And I think once Madrid, I think Madrid tactics will start building up. But do you start him tomorrow?
Yes.
You do. Immediately he walks back in.
Yep.
Well, the good thing is they haven't got Wissa, they haven't got Tony, but they are good at set pieces.
Mate, we always find a way to make it hard.
But like I said, Brentford.
Can I just say that? Did anyone see that video of I think it was it Ben from We Are Tottenham TV, and someone's filming next to him, right? I don't know who it was, but when Arsenal had that corner, he had that fan turning around like this.
It's Nick.
Yeah,
Is it Nick? Yeah, when he's turning around, that is hilarious, mate. And then who was it? Invert the wing or someone it was. They're saying getting a set piece against Spurs is like getting a penalty. And then that video is being posted around as if it is a penalty, mate. It was fucking hilarious.
That video, Nick is getting slaughtered. Nick is getting slaughtered. Nick has gone viral. And he was meant to do his TikTok for us, but he was too pissed to do it. So Tom, final two questions I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah, go on, mate.
First one. Score prediction. Thanks, Stephen. Score prediction, Brentford.
1-0 Tottenham.
1-0. You think we're going to keep a clean sheet?
Yes.
Okay, I think, okay. And
goal scorer, Pedro Porro.
Oh, there you go. Craig.
I was going to ask you that. I was going to say, would it be a long ranger?
Yeah.
He's the only one at the club who does it at the moment, but he scores bangers.
It's going to be a boring game. No one's going to get anywhere, and he's going to just go through on his own.
Randomly top left bins.
So
he'll get them teeth out, run up to the crowd. And
mate, I just love that man. I'd have him as captain all day long. I'd have him as captain personally if we were to appoint a new one. But I think I know you're going to ask the question too. You're sitting in a pub or a pre-selected fans forum. Human Son, and Postecoglou, and the one and only Mr. Idiot is available to take your question. Who's it going to and what you ask him?
Let me think. Well, it's going to be the chairman.
Shocking. What's the question going to be?
Are you an Arsenal fan?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
I will say to him, are you an Arsenal fan? Because you troll your fan base like you are one.
Yep.
And every other fan base say the same thing.
Yep. Matty Kushner is saying, what a great question. Do you know what? He'd probably answer it and go, well, I'll let you know when we announce our new partnership for commercial growth.
They troll us. Yeah. Is it who's the Leicester fan?
Wayne Holland.
He said it. Even he says it. Your own club troll you.
Oh, mate, it's amazing how many fans from other teams call it and see it and say it. And it just goes, woof. I'll tell you now, what was tell you what was getting me as well, and I'll talk about it here very quickly, especially whilst you're here, Tom, because Tom is one that has been to many a protest to support wherever it may be. During the Coventry game, I was getting so many messages saying, guys, you've got to start up again. You've got to get the protest. You've got to get back out on the streets. Some of them don't even follow me. Some of them I've never even spoken to in my life. And I'm just like, well, do you know what? It's not exclusively down to the group I do it with. We've tried to do it.
Yeah,
obviously there were errors done. It's like, if you're feeling this way, you do it. You listen. Don't get me wrong. If it gets really, really bad, and we go back to how messed up it was at the time we were doing it, we'll become active again. We'll do what we have to do. We'll collectively, yes, it'll be rebranded, restructured, repackaged, whatever words you want to use. But it's like, if you're feeling this way and you're going to games,
I don't want to go for that again, mate. I don't. Listen,
you know what happens.
Not you. You don't want to do it, do you? You don't want to do it. None of us want to do it. But
this is exactly it, Tom. We didn't want to do it, but we felt we had to. I would rather be on these shows with you and me and everyone else in the family that I protest with, going, do you know what? This is what we want to see. I'd rather be going, brilliant. I look stupid. I've been made to look absolutely silly. No, simply Ace, this isn't at you. This isn't at anyone in this chat at all. What I'm talking about is the people that are reaching out to me solely, and I know they're reaching out to a couple of other people saying, you got to get going. Let's get this up and running again. We'll come, we'll support you. It's like, well, we did do that, and you didn't come and support us. Yeah. So if you want to get it started, if someone got something started and it got, would we help? Would we lend a hand? Of course we would. But like you said, Tom, you saw it where people would come up and past us. They'll take a photo of the banners that we had out, have a video and put it on there, and then they'll go, go on, lads, keep it up. Let's get them out. And walk off.
And walk off and go in there. Go in the club shop.
Or the club shop or the pubs, which, listen, it's their Saturday. They're free to do what they want.
Yeah.
But it's like, we're not the exclusive Levy out or ownership out party. It's not politics.
Like, that's what people need to get into their heads. Like this Levy out mob thing. Like, I hate that. I hate that mob, that lot. They call us that lot.
It's like, that's why, Tom, and you'll know. You followed suit with me and taken a different tactic. I haven't actually used the hashtag Levy out since, I think, about March. No, that'd be like probably since the end of the season. I was like, you know what?
I'm using it.
There is so much bad. Listen, am I still Levy out? 1,000,000%, as much as I ever have been. But that hashtag has got a poison. It's like a poison chalice. Since I've stopped doing that, I've spoken to people that are both in and out, or there's no in, there's Levy out and there's whatever. And people are willing to talk and engage.
Yeah.
And that's the way it's going to be done. So
yeah, because we don't do ourselves any favours otherwise.
No, we make ourselves look stupid. I will continually campaign for it. I will campaign. I said it's not political campaign. But yeah, so Tom,
but they ain't going nowhere, mate. They're not going nowhere until someone comes in with, I don't know, was it 8 billion or whatever it is they want?
£4 billion.
That's without the stadium, though, because they own the stadium separate.
Yeah, they own. Listen, even when they get their out, they're not letting go of the property.
You know, that's the bad thing, that we don't have the club actually own the stadium. ENIC do, or whether it is one of their other companies.
Correct.
Which I don't like at all.
Everything, all the property they own, everything, is in ENIC and Tavistock's name, but the debt is in Tottenham Hotspur's name. Yeah. But yes, on that lovely note, Tom.
Yeah. All right, mate.
We'll speak to you later. You gonna be up for a bit of bingo after?
Yeah, of course. Just a little big up to my son Harry. He's watching it. He messaged me. Oh, I'm watching you on YouTube.
Big up, Harry, man. Big up, Harry. We'll have to do it one week when we get father and son on.
Yeah, I'll get him on.
We'll do that. Big up, Harry. And big up,
Ruby. Thanks for having me on, and up the Spurs.
Up the Spurs.
Yeah,
see you later.
Big up, Tom.
Everyone. See you later.
Show Thanks, Tom some love in the chat, guys. Show Tom
big up,
Tom some love in the chat.
Yeah, you got to love Tom. You've got to love Tom. A very, very, very dear friend of mine. Love him to pieces. Right. We've got
just quickly, just quickly before we get Rinketic on. Angus, mate, sorry, mate. Listen, the link was only meant to be for members. When I posted it, it didn't post for members. Unfortunately, it posted to everyone. If you want to come on, mate, you have to become a member, unfortunately, mate. Sorry about that, but that is the only way we can do it. I know you did, man. I know you did, but the link wasn't meant to be posted to everyone. YouTube messed up, and if for some reason didn't post to just members.
YouTube's been doing that the last couple of days. Been messing up.
It's
but before we bring on Rinketic, I'm just going to quickly bring up Eugene's question because it was
oh, sorry, Briles.
What are you doing?
I'm back.
So, what would it take for me to be Levy neutral? I've answered
Ooh,
this.
what a
before,
question.
You might not have heard it before. It would take 5 years of him backing a manager and showing intent religiously on the team. Listen, we have spent money. There's no getting away with it. We spent, and Postecoglou has had a lot of money. But I think, I can't confirm it, but I think he had other priority targets that we haven't got. I want to see him go. I want to see him step aside. Not that he will, and say, right, do this. I want to see him stand by a manager, continuously back him, not just for one window, not just for 2 windows. Actually show some intent, just like the Arsenal, the filth owners have done recently. There are other. I was speaking to regard to as well. You look at it. Newcastle. If people watch that Newcastle documentary, yes, they're not spending big up Anurag Bally. That first window when they bought Anthony Gordon in and whatever, you see how much they love and want success at that football club. Like crave success. Joe, Levy's been in charge 24, coming up 25 years now, whatever. I've never seen him once show emotion during a football match. You see all other chairmen when they score a goal or they're winning, and Levy's come up with the pathetic excuse, I don't want to make it bad for the other chairmen, the visitors. Do you think they give a fuck? It's sport. I just want to see him stand by a manager and stick to getting him what he wants. I will tell you, I had a friend that went and had his book. There was an evening with Glenn Hoddle or an event somewhere with Glenn Hoddle, and he was signing stuff. And literally, when he asked Glenn Hoddle about working with Levy, he says, "You want big players, but on a small budget." He goes, "Do you think I really wanted Chris Perry?" Chris Perry. There's players he wanted, but obviously didn't got, and we heard it with Eto and who's the other forward he wanted? There was another forward he wanted as would have been a massive front line. Just back a manager. And listen, people say, "Oh, Andrew's getting the players. He wanted this one, this one, this one." I personally think there's a list. Strikers, midfielders, defenders.
He was.
And let's just say, not all of them, but I'm sure there's a couple of players on that list that he didn't get because they're too expensive or too. Just back a goddamn manager for once and do it for 5 long years. Try and win something, and then I'll be like, do you know what? I've seen change. You have changed. It's about the football, not the business. It won't be 1 year. It won't be 2 year. It won't be 3 year because I do not trust him. I'd need to see it for half a decade. And then I would sit down. That's the other one. Thank you, Andrew. We should say, yeah, this one. Perfect. Mate, how many managers have you heard saying, I wanted this, I got this. I wanted that, I got that. So yeah, it would take a lot for me to a hell of a lot for me to change. But we're going to bring on the final person that's in the queue. We've had Lara Croft, we've had the Welsh flag. Well, now we've got multicoloured toads for
mushrooms.
Toad.
Mushrooms.
That's Toad in Mario.
Is it?
I
thought they were the mushrooms.
Toad.
They do look like mushrooms,
yeah.
but the actual character is Toad.
Yeah.
So,
how are you guys?
All good, Rinketic. How are you, buddy?
Good.
Yeah, Levy just want to send his regards for the support, Brian.
Listen, I don't know. He's just said, who sent that to you?
One of the fails, I think, like a while back.
Okay, yeah, because Cody Mack got hold of my phone. Whilst literally Cody was with me Sunday, the first thing I did was lock my phone, put my phone in my pocket, and put my hand in my pocket, so Cody could not get my phone because he is a bastard if you leave your phone out. But yes, so you've got the image as well. Wonderful. But what would you like to talk about, Rinketic?
I want to talk about you wanted Almiro, but I actually don't think he will come. Not because like I actually believe that Spurs is like a better job than Sporting, but I would actually think he would want to bring him with like Gyökeres and Yulman, for example, and that would cost Levy like 120 million.
Yep.
And a lot of people have said this like over and over again, like it doesn't matter who's the manager, to be honest. And I actually agree with that.
Yep.
And speaking about manager, our current one, Ange. So
One second, Michael.
Yeah,
I would love it. If he had my number, I would love to have a telephone call with him. I would immediately go live on YouTube. Immediately. Me and Daniel having a little chat. Could you imagine? That would be box office. That would be pay-per-view. But go back to it, Rinketic, as you were saying.
I was gonna say like the Ange thing. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. I said like I actually don't believe that Ange has that much control over his dressing room. And actually, in the closest Spurs fan, Angus actually wrote this like in a chat the other day. Like Ange actually fell out with Matthew O'Reilly.
Yep.
At Celtic. I didn't know that. That's probably why we didn't get him, and I actually think there is something in the dressing room right now.
You do?
Though,
what do you think it is?
I don't know what it is, but I actually also I want to clarify this because okay, I know like Ange is like 60 or whatever, and I'm just a rookie manager, but whatever. I'm already like taught like from day one. During games, don't change too much in the game. Do it like during halftime or after the game or before the game, because like the players will be completely lost during the game, and we have seen the players like do what's been told because Ange doesn't change; he changes like nothing. If it were me, I would at least change like 1 or 2 players, but Ange changes nothing. So I actually believe the players do what's being told, but it's not working. And I think the players has told Ange, but he's way too stubborn to change.
Joe, there's a lot. Obviously, it is stubbornness. Obviously, he's sticking to his guns. He values his formula that he's created. Obviously, the Premier League is a completely different animal. I don't see. I can't see him changing anytime soon. I don't. I mean, here we go. Okay, let's ask you this one, which is what I haven't asked people. I don't understand. If we look this time last year, Spurs, we're all happy across the board, regardless, because we are playing the most incredible football. We were having like, I remember in the preseason friendlies and opening games, we're having like 20 shots on goal. Whether they're on target or not, but we're having 20 shots on goal. The football was free flowing. Obviously, people hadn't worked us out like what people are saying, and to a certain extent, they've got it right. But I don't understand how in 12 months we have gone with the same manager from playing exactly the type of football he wants to play to the exact opposite, what you saw at Coventry, what we saw against the Filth. I don't see, this is why I sometimes think it's the players. Because we've got the same manager who wants to play the same way as what we started, but now for some reason we just cannot do it for love nor money.
I actually, there has been a drop off, let's call it that, in the squad as well. Like I didn't want Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, for example, but he was still like a reliable-ish player. And well, is he better than Bentancur and Bissouma? No, but he's more reliable. That's the thing. Yeah, like at least in my opinion. And now when Pierre-Emile left, we have like no one to cover like those guys. It's the same with the wingers and someone to rotate with Udogie. Like even like Spence, but he's not really a left back. He's a right back.
Well, I mean, listen, he played he played well at the left back. Yes, it was Coventry. Yes, it was. What would have been your? I can't remember what you said, Rinkett. What was your tactical change if you could make one change tomorrow?
Like a player change or
Player change, tactic change, formation change. Just one change. Like for instance, I said Porro up top and Spencer right back. Dave was 3-5-2.
Ange will not do this, but on 4-4-2, and I'm not even joking right now. Like on 4-4-2 or 4-2-2-2, and it's like Son and Dejan as the number 10s, and so they will be like going inside, and then like Udogie and Porro will be like wingers when attacking.
Yeah, I have to say 1 second. This is when I see this from people like Matt. This is why I get pissed off. Not with Matt, with how we're when you've got someone who's been a season ticket holder for a very, very long time, and you've got them saying, listen, I just cannot be bothered to go tomorrow all the way to the stadium, wasting a whole day just to be depressed. It's such a thing. It's so disappointing to hear that. It really upsets me. That's why I say why again we did what we did with the protests, because you get to the point that when fans are saying that and feeling this way, like I said, the last game I went to in the Levy Bowl, and why I won't go back in there at the moment, is I went to the Manchester United 2-2 draw, the game after we lost 6-1 away to Newcastle.
They won
I was down
last
in the
year.
safe side. I was it. Sorry,
They won last year or 2 years ago.
Year, 2 years ago. What? At the end of the so after 6-1 to Newcastle, I was sitting in the lower part of the South Stand, Ryan Isaacs. But then if Ben and Simeon had a couple of spare seats around them, they used to say, "Bri, come up. We've got seats near us." So I went and sat next to them, and sitting there, we go 2-0 down. The Manchester United fans are screaming and chanting, "We want the Glazers out," and they're doing it constantly. We want Levy out or get out of our club for about 30 seconds, if that, and then picks and like large clusters of it doing rather than unison. People start to, if you say Levy out in that stadium, they look at you, they either agree with you or look at you like you've just slapped them. But I was sitting there, and when I walked out, people to the left of me, in front of me, they were playing Candy Crush together. They were playing Candy Crush. Besides me, they were having a go at all the players that aren't to their level. And just behind me, there was a couple of blokes talking about they're coming up to their kids' summer holidays and they still can't decide whether to go to Brazil or Portugal on their holiday. And I was like, that's it, I'm gone. I'm out. See you later. Then I was like, if I do not get out of this stadium, I'll probably end up with a ban. I was just like, I could not tolerate this anymore. It is absolutely, and I will say as well, that stadium, and Matty and everyone who goes there regularly will agree with me, there has been like 5 games, I would say, where that stadium has been rocking. The 3-0 to Arsenal being obviously the main one, and the first when we moved in there. Spurs away fans at away grounds make more noise, and there's 6,000 or 7,000 of them constantly, than 62,000 do in our stadium. And it really upsets me, not that Matty feels that way, that he's having to say that. That's where we are, isn't it, Runketic?
Yeah, I agree. My only Spurs game was actually away to Frankfurt under Conte, like, 2 years ago? 3 years ago? 2 years ago? Something. And we were like 10. We weren't a lot of people, and our fans were like going like all the time. And about the protest thing, I remember I tagged you in this. Okay, this is not like Spurs related, but it's kind of related as well. So like, Swedish fans were like against VR during one game, and it was like I can remember like 40,000. All of them left at like minute, I don't know, 20. They said like all of us are leaving minute 20 because we were against VR. All of them left. It was empty. And this was like a derby. Like this was like this would be like Crystal Palace against Spurs.
I will say with this, Kenzie, what will happen with it? First of all, Mick, big up to you, Mick. Hope you're good. When it comes to walk-ins, walk-outs, we even toyed with doing it. We even toyed doing it. But the thing is, you won't get people walking out. They will not do it. And some of it, I understand. They pay their money. Times are hard or whatever. And they're like, yeah, I'm not. If they won't do it. We even thought more about the point of why don't we do it as people stay in the turnstiles until a certain minute. So everyone's at the game. You just walk in, let's say 8 minutes. I'm just choosing 8 because of Gaza, but a minute would have been chosen. You walk in because when you're in the concourse and where you're getting your beers and whatever, there are thousands of TVs, hundreds probably, but you will not miss a thing because they play the game on all those screens during the game. That was one we were trying to do. But again, you can put it in place, but people won't do it. People will not do it. I kind of
get a few. Okay, I mentioned this guy. Like this is not something negative anyway. Let's say like if someone like Bobby K comes from Toronto to London, for example, just to watch the game, he ain't gonna waste like all the plane ticket, everything like that, just to leave the game, just to protest. Like,
well, it depends where you are.
This
way, if I was coming in from Toronto and I was going into the Levy Bowl, I blatantly would. But for me, it's deeper. Bobby came over with his kids to the North London derby. Not this one just gone.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago. Was it a couple of years now? Last year, yeah.
Last year.
2-0, not the 3-2, the 2-0. I think where Ramsdale got kicked by that supporter. And I walked out at half time in that game. And there's no way Bobby K would. And his 2 kids. It was his kid's 16th birthday. No one, or was it 16? It was 16. It's not. The thing is, there are. If people, this is the thing. People say they want to do something, but then when it comes to doing it, completely different thing. Completely different thing. But Joe, let's get away from protests because it's not happening soon or whatever.
I have a question. I actually asked a few people today if we 100% we're going to win the Europa League, but we're relegated. Would you do it or nothing 100%. At all? Just like, because I asked a few and a few people were like, "Oh, you deluded and stuff." I was like, "No."
You give me a cup, especially the Europa League and relegation, fine. Absolutely, 100% fine. I don't even need to. What about you, Dave?
No, I wouldn't want to get relegated. No, because
but if you had a trophy and it was the Europa League, you're playing Champions League next year, but you get relegated.
But could you play Champions League from the Championship?
Of course you can. If you win the Europa League, you get into the Champions League.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind being 1 point off relegation or something. But relegation, mate, that's pure banter. Regardless, you win a cup or not.
Mate, both are neither going to happen.
Yeah,
neither are going to happen.
No, I know. Yeah, but
and I would say, but this is the thing. So people have said there's a lot of people going against me and saying never, which is fair play. It's their comments. But if I said to you right now, we get relegated, Levy sells.
Oh, 100%.
So
that's different
that's
because
also one of my fault.
You're still getting relegated with no trophy.
Yeah, I understand. No, I get that. Yeah, I get that. But then again, you look at it that way. If we would say, "Oh yeah, we'll get relegated," then Levy sells, you don't know what owners you're going to get. So, stop giving me hard questions. I got a headache. Leave me alone.
No, this is the thing. You can't say. I like I said, I'm not having a dig at you two at all, but I have always been a man of my word. When it comes to it, I have said I want a trophy over anything. I'm 45. I'll be 46 by the summer of this season. You know what I mean? It's like I will. So yeah. I mean, Colin Cross has been there, seen that, done it. But I want a trophy. I want a trophy, and if it meant getting relegated, so be it.
If we get relegated, like the man upstairs wouldn't be able to host that many events either.
I would be. He would be able to still hold the events because the events has got nothing to do with the football club.
Ain't there like rules, like some amount and income and stuff?
No. What your stadium generates is what your stadium generates. No league can tell us what to do with the Premier League or anyone can't tell us. It was Haringey Council that the discussion was with about how many events we could have, not the league. Do you know what? I will say, I'm surprised. I thought a couple of other people would have said, yeah, or not a couple. I thought more people would say, I said that yes, we're like loud and proud, thinking that there'd be like a chain of yeses. I've been, I'm not bowing down to peer pressure. You lot are picking on me. No, I would say relegation.
Yeah, but how I see it, no, sorry, Rinketic, but how I see it, right? Yes, we'd win a trophy, but when you get relegated, right? We fail to see Levy try and get into the top 4. Yeah, that's his main prerogative. Yeah, is to get to top 4. Can you imagine him trying to pay the money to get out of the Championship? That would be there for years, and that would be dreadful. That's how I see it. But yeah, when you were saying about the Levy out, and obviously him then
I
doing
have to
that,
say, Matty said he's put in a question for me, and it's a belter of a question.
Go on, get it up.
Let's see what everyone else. I mean, this is of it. He said he wants my answer. We'll go through it, sir. Would you rather win the Premier League and the Europa League this season and Levy stays, or 17th and win no trophies but Levy leaves? Honestly, see this one, Matty. This is this is a lot tougher.
Can I answer first?
This is a lot than it seems.
Yeah, shall I answer first though?
Yeah, go on.
I'll take 17th and no trophy for Levy to leave.
Okay.
Only because if we stayed and we did win them trophies, yes, it'd be amazing and fantastic, but we'll go for years again without one. With new owners, there's a small chance to actually build a proper club back and get him out.
All right, Rinketic, where are you?
17th.
Yeah,
17.
Okay. Do you know what? Either way,
it's a wrong answer.
No, either way, I'm going to look like a hypocrite. Because if I say 17th and Levy leaves, I've just said all I want is to win trophies. I want to see silverware. But then if I say I want the double, it's like, well, you said you'll do anything if it means Levy out. So I'm screwed. Matty has got the one question. Either way, I'm screwed.
Right. Stop stalling and answer it.
If I had to choose, it would be I'm a man of my principles and what is more important to me. And I've said many a time, there isn't a question in this world where you could say, and then Levy leaves, that I would ever say no to. There's not one. Or Ryan found the one, but it wasn't football related. He said, hold a snake, where I'm petrified and phobia. And I was like, not that. But football related, there isn't a single question you could ask me where Levy out is the answer, where I won't choose that one. So I'm sticking to my principles, and I would take 17th and no trophies, but Levy leaves.
There we go.
Let's see
Rinketic, what are you saying? Did you say 17th? Yeah, 17th. Yeah.
So we got Levy gone. Ben has gone. I would.
Right, he's banned from Morning Brews. You're banned.
You know what,
How dare you?
So you two, the Bruce brothers, because Matty has then just said as well, where was it? He goes, "Well, Roadman, I wouldn't expect that answer from you." So both of you have given their answer.
Yeah.
So
the only reason I say that, but the only reason I say it, right, is unfortunately I'm lucky enough to see us win a trophy, and I would love to see that again. But the 24 years that Levy has owned this club, right, winning them 2 trophies, we would have the worst years after that we would ever see at this club, because he would never think he'd have to buy another player. He's a fantastic businessman. He's a shit owner, right? So for me, that's how it is. Yeah, I agree, Colin. I agree. Who knows, right? But we don't have a magic ball in life, right? And the only way you can do it is by chancing.
Do you know what I say to this? And you know what? Well, we're kind of here, so we'll stay here for it. I'll get your point of where you are of it, Rinketic, after. Is they may not be any different, Colin. You're right. And if we sell it to the wrong American, or don't just say America, but America is the most likely place, but a businessman that is kind of on Levy's kind of way of doing business. The one thing I will say is I go into every year thinking, right, we're going to take cup competitions disrespectfully. We only care about top 4. We'll lose out on players because of his negotiations. Players will want to leave for lack of all 3 above. Fans will carry on getting ripped off and treated like shit. If new owners came in, what it does for me is I'd go into the next season going, do you know what? I think we're going to go for everything seriously. It'll give me, if these guys have had 24 years of doing this repeatedly, any new owner is going to get a grace period from me. It's going to get a grace period like, right, there you go. You've got time. Although I have said as well, on the other hand, once we get him out, all my material goes. All my Levy out stuff is like 80% of my Tottenham stick goes. So I might start protesting about the new owners the second they come in. I might say new owners out. But yeah, I think if a new owner comes in, it resets all the clocks. Rinketic, what about you?
Oh, just Matty, first, Rinketic, Matty, big up, mate, big up for the super chat. Matty, what a great stream.
And I have to say, like, there's so many new names we've seen. And then Matty saw me on We Are Tottenham TV. And ever since he found out the channel, he is here every single day, every single show. And you know what? I actually reached out to him on Twitter to say, I hope you're okay. Oh, no, it was in We Are Tottenham TV's chat because he hadn't been in ours. I was like, Matt, you all right? He's like, yeah, mate. I've just been on holiday. I was like, oh, phew. I was like, I thought we'd said something that had stopped him watching, but he's here in full effect. And Matty, we love you. Thank you. But Rinketic, getting back to it, with the new owners,
you took all my words.
With the new owners coming in, and like Colin said, and Colin's right. Colin is right. We don't know if they will be better. But and we're asking people in the chat. There's 83 who's still with us, and Rick, we'll go to you, obviously.
But it's a new start.
The new channel is that the new owners would be optimism, wouldn't it?
But it's a new start. That's the thing. Like people say, like Todd Bowley does business badly. I am kind of 50-50 on that because, like, he still bring in like okay and good players. It's not like some random kid we never heard of.
So I mean, if a new owner comes in and we get the first round of the Carabao Cup, whatever happens, I think we take it seriously. When it comes to cup competitions, I think we listen. I think it's pretty much fair to say that when it comes to footballing success and glory, it is not the priority of these owners. Love them or hate them, it is not their priority. I think the new owners come in and it will become a priority.
Yeah.
I've got a fantastic question, yeah, right? Going on these bad questions that seem to be, causing issues to us all, right? I've got a question for you, yeah, for everyone. Chat, Brian, Rinketic, you all, yeah?
MJ Marcus, have a wicked weekend, buddy.
Right.
Have a wicked
And I'm
one.
sorry to bring up his name, yeah, but would you take 5 years of Sol Campbell? Yeah. If it meant Levy left at the end of them 5 years and we won a trophy each year.
Wait,
Yes.
so that's the manager or
Manager, Sol Campbell as a manager for 5 years. If it meant Levy was to leave after them 5 years and we won a trophy each year. Not saying what trophy it is, but a trophy each year. Come on, that's got to top Matty's question.
No, mate, listen, Rinketti, what's your answer first? And people in the chat.
I would take it.
So
Sorry, I had to ask it. Sorry, I had to ask it. It was funny. It just came into my head.
The first part of that, of him becoming manager, if he became manager, I would just need to sit back and relax because my job is done. My job is done. The whole Spurs fan base would go absolutely goddamn nuts. But yes, I would take Sol Campbell as manager for 5 years, win a trophy if it meant he left. But you flip it, if this was to happen, and we did win a trophy every single year, why would he leave? Why would we want him to leave? Not that, and I must say, I will say this, and I've said it all the time. I despise Levy more than I despise Sol Campbell. Sol Campbell screwed us once. He did what he did. He went. He'll go down in folklore. Levy's done this multiple years. So again, I can't. I'm taking. I'm taking.
He left because of Levy.
Yeah.
He left because Levy let him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, mate. Listen, Matt. I can't. I can flip. I used to be able to do 6 degrees of separation and always get it back to Levy, whether it was his fault or not, or find a way. Rinketic, Bournemouth. I've got Brentford. What are you feeling?
2-2.
2-2.
I'm so afraid of set pieces. They got 3 centre backs who's like 195.
Yeah, I mean, you're going 2-2. 2-2. Are we going to be? Who's going to score the second equaliser? Is it going to be we're 2-1 up and blow it, or 2-1 up down and save it?
One like Sepp van der Bell will like head it like 89 minutes for Brentford.
So
But
Roman,
never played
basically,
for you.
no, Kulusevski's did mention he supported.
I
Arsenal.
understand he's a gooder, but you can't call Kulu a Judas because he never played for you. He never left you to play for us. You can't just do that because he supported Arsenal.
Yeah, I tell you,
Sort it out, Angus.
Yeah, exactly. I was going. Yeah, oh mate, God, I forgot he was in the team that we bought in the cup. So you're going 3-1. I think Solanke's scoring tomorrow, although I have said that for the last 2 games.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I should say he's not going to score.
Yeah, he might do then.
So yeah, I'm not going to say Solanke's scoring. But yeah, so you're going 2-2. Okay, the final question I'm going to ask you, Rinketic. You're at the manager. You're at the pre-selected questions fan forum. You are in front of Daniel Levy, Ange Postecoglou, Heung-min Son. What question are you asking and to who?
May I ask to 2 people with the same question?
Say again?
May I ask the same question to 2 people at the same time? Mr. Ange, Mr. Daniel, why are you so deluded?
Okay.
Fair enough.
Acceptable. I'm very clever for asking a set of 2 people the same question. But Rinketic, always a pleasure, buddy.
Big up,
and I look
mate,
forward to seeing your screensaver next week. And which one it's going to be? It's becoming a new feature or your wallpaper.
Yeah.
Yep.
See you later on.
Yeah.
Bye.
There you go, Rinketic. Show Rinketic some love in the chat, everyone. Big him up for coming on. And everyone who came on.
We have a few questions to get through.
We do. Do you want me to do them?
Yeah, you
I'll do them.
You hold them.
Right, I'm not going to see the chat, so everyone, I'm not going to see the chat.
I can.
All right, Brian can, yeah. But I will say, like and subscribe. We do this for you guys. We love doing it. The community is growing and it is insane at the moment. So we appreciate each and every one of you. Please like and subscribe. We're building slowly. And yeah, we really appreciate doing this. So anyway, first question. I hope I get his name right. And if I don't, I apologize. Please don't hate me. And it is Anurag Kashik. Anurag Kashik. If that's right, thank you very much. If it's wrong, I'm sorry. Do you think Verma will do a little better if played through the middle? Not really, no. I just think he's past it now. You know what I mean? You can't, sometimes you just can't teach an old dog new tricks. And unfortunately, he is just not good. He really isn't.
He can't shoot. He can't shoot. His finishing is atrocious. His finishing is atrocious. Listen, he was amazing at Red Bull Leipzig when he got his Chelsea move. And then something has happened where his confidence, his form, his whatever, it's gone. Yeah, I would not play him. I just want to ask Michael one thing, because Michael's just said, what about a live feed from the Scotland Yard? So if you're talking about like a watch along or reaction, it's very hard to do. I could kind of do it in the Scotland Yard, but I can't show the game because we get copyrighted. I could show the fans when we're all singing and chanting. But obviously, also my battery would die very, very quickly. What we do plan to do. I've got to speak. I started speaking with Dan, who is the owner of the Scotland Yard, and he was saying we should do a weekly show there, Tottenham on tour, and do it live from the yard. And they'll lay on some things for us. There may be some things coming. I may start getting. I will do my reaction, and then I might start getting other fans that are at the yard with me to leave their reaction. So there's more stuff coming from the yard, but going live is just going to be. I'll tell you where I could do it. I could do it live on our Facebook. Then I just need to literally bang. It doesn't need to be booked in StreamYard. Let me see what I can do, Michael, but I will try and do something. But yeah, next question, Dave.
Yeah, the next question is from Jimmy Hotspur. Question, Ange, why are you so stubborn? I think that was when we were talking about asking, obviously, the thingies questions and stuff like that in the fan forum. No idea why he's so stubborn. Hopefully he changes soon, but we'll have to see. But yeah, I presume, Jimmy, that was for the fan forum when we mentioned that. So yeah, next question is from MJ Marcus.
Yep.
Tottenham on tour. So who's wrong with the time of the subs, the manager or the fans? I presume that's when you and Tom, I think it was talking. So
well, this is the thing. It's like this one's hard to say because, like I said, it's been a Spurs problem, hasn't it? I think what we've got to look at is our managers are very, very reactive. They're not proactive. And again, this time he's got to do it with all these extra games coming up and the squad depth. So listen, I know us as fans always say, yeah, well, he should have changed him for him and do this for that. That's our kind of prerogative as a fan, and that's how we all see the game. Obviously, the buck stops with the manager, but like I said, this isn't an Ange Postecoglou thing. This seems to be a Tottenham Hotspur thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I just think things are an issue at the moment. I think Ange is struggling with the players on the bench. I think when mid-games come in and situations are happening, he looks to the bench and hasn't got the players he desires upon that bench to actually make the changes he needs at the time. So, yeah, I just think it's one of them. And I agree with what you're saying, Brian, with it being reactive, not proactive at times. It really is that. But let's move on to the next question. And this is from Shawnee Slater. Big up, Shawnee. And this is, looking back, was it a red flag when Ange was appointed walking into a Prem club on his own without a coaching team? Never seen anyone do that before.
Say that again?
Basically, looking back, was it a red flag when Ange came into Tottenham without a coaching team? As Sean has never seen that before. I mean, not necessarily a red flag. I think a few managers change their coaching staff when they come in. I mean, Conte came in with a couple, but changed a few, I think. I mean, it is what it is. I believe he's done it in every club he's gone to, and he's always changed his coaching staff. So yeah, Jose Mourinho did it as well. Rinketic, I agree. Yeah,
this is the thing. I look at it and say, if put it this way, if it had worked, and we'd got Champions League or a trophy, people say, yeah, it's a masterstroke. You could take in new ideas on whatever. I do know that he wanted to bring one of them from Celtic, and it was part of him leaving that he couldn't take any of his backroom staff. Then when I heard we were going for it this summer, I thought, you know what, he's going to go and get one of them from the one he wanted from Celtic. I can't remember his name. But yeah, I don't know. When you go somewhere, I do like the concept because you're taking on new ideas from new people to add to what the manager's already got. You don't know what they do on the training ground, whatever. But you could say, was Pochettino successful? And he's taken every single he's taken the same managing team everywhere he's gone. So I don't know if it was a red flag or not. Obviously, at the moment, it's looking that way because we've had to change the coaching staff, yada, yada, yada. John Kennedy, thank you, Angus. That's the one we wanted, but Celtic said no. So I don't know if it's a red flag or not. Do you think it's a red flag?
Not necessarily, but I've just seen Colin's comment now because I've got a separate page up, by the way. Now, so I can see the comments. And he said his backroom staff will have to learn handball as well as the players, so that'll take time. And I kind of agree with that as well. Bringing in a brand new set of staff who don't know his philosophies, don't know his tactics, don't know his strategies and stuff, they have to learn that also. So I agree with that as well. Yeah, it kind of is.
Can we go not a red flag? And like they say, when you don't get a yellow or a red, and they go, that was like an orange card. Can we say
an orange card? Yeah,
an orange flag.
Yeah, there you go. It's an orange flag. But moving on. Stuart, 727, big up Stuart for the question. For anyone who wants a back three, we only have Ben Davies to cover all three. Need more depth for two, let alone three. Now, I kind of agree with that, Stuart. I do understand that. But we've used Archie Gray as a right back and we've used Archie Gray as centre back. Yes, there's Ben Davies there. But whether you play a back two or a back three, you're still risking injuries. If Van de Ven was to get injured, you're set then with Ben Davies or Romero. If Romero gets injured, you're set with Dragusin. I agree that, we don't have the actual backups to cover a free, but you don't base that on the possibility of injuries. You base it on the fact that you can win a game, and winning a game should be above all anything else, especially worries against injuries, because players can get injured no matter what. I mean, you could have stick to the same system. Van de Ven gets injured, Romero gets a red card. We've seen that against Chelsea. Then we haven't got them at all. So you play a back three on the basis you win games better, rather than a back two, which is causing us issues on the basis of not having backup. That's how I see it. Anyway, what do you think about that?
Do you know what? Listen, when it comes to the front three, what I will say is, and the point I want to make is pointless because it won't happen, is you've also got Alfie Dorrington coming back.
Yeah.
Now he wouldn't give the young defenders they've got out on loan. So whether we'd see something from him is another thing. It is a big point. Do I think this is the reason he's not trying to back three because we've only got three? No, I don't. Do I think in certain games where we know we're going to be under the cosh, having that extra centre back will do us more benefit than having an extra midfielder or extra attacker, whichever way you're going to sacrifice one? Maybe there is a place for doing it. I don't think we're playing a back three, not because we've only got three defenders. I think it's because Ange won't play it. Even if we had another ready-made centre-back replacement for Van de Ven, I don't mean Ben Davies. I mean a higher quality, younger, fitter, ready. I still don't think we'd see it.
No. Right, before we move on to the next question, I actually do have a question. And I was going to ask it before, but I didn't have time. So before we add them, I'm going to ask it, right? Apparently, Lange should play tonight, which means he's back from injury. Do you bring him in as a backup cover for Solanke? Because Lange is an actual out-and-out striker.
100%.
There you go.
Oh, no.
That's a, chat, what do you think? Do you think we should bring Lancashire in? Mikey Moore's on the bench, so why not bring in Lancashire?
Yeah,
Because
if Timo Werner, because he will be benched.
yeah,
I would wish Mikey Moore was on the bench tomorrow. Actually, with Odegaard out, yeah. So yeah, I would definitely
cool.
in.
Before we move on to the question, we did just get a super chat from Asif Asgar. Big up, Asif. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. We really do appreciate it. Ori bench players, should Ange be more adventurous? I remember Klopp used 20-year-olds if needed. Why haven't we seen more of Bergvall and Mikey Moore? I agree with this. Like I was just saying about Lancashire, bring them in because players like that want to prove themselves, right?
Yep.
They really do want to prove themselves and say to the manager, this is why I want to play for you. This is why I want to see that player in front of me. I'm going to be better than him. It gives them a chance. Mikey Moore has a perfect opportunity. With Odegaard injured and Timo Werner looking likely to be injured, why not? Why not use him? Why not get him on a bench, give him game time, see what he can do? Yes, there's risk playing a kid like that, but we seen in pre-season he was performing. Lancashire was performing. They were performing better than the first team players. Yet both of them were gone. And that annoyed me.
Yeah, for me, I would have our midfield three tomorrow as Bissouma, Bergvall, and Kulu. That's the midfield three I would go for. Mikey Moore, I'm surprised hasn't got. We heard Mikey Moore sign this contract and we're putting it through because big clubs are around him and sniffing around him, and rightfully so. Only never to see him again. I think he will have a part to play in this season. Do you know what? I think Mikey Moore might sit out this one, but he'll definitely be on the bench and definitely get minutes on Thursday.
Hopefully, yeah.
But I would like to see. I think Bergvall, I like every time he comes on. I like what I see, so I'd actually start him over Maddison tomorrow.
Fair. That's good. It's good. Right. Next question is from Michael McCormack. Question: do you think even if there were 10,000 protesting outside the ground, would Levy leave? No.
Right. So with this is what happened, Michael, with Sugar, and there was no social media, there was no nothing. It was thousands. It got bad. Will 10,000 make a difference? Yes, they will make a huge difference. It will make a huge difference because it will get a lot more coverage. It will get a lot more attention. It will be pushed out it will be on the radar of people like the NFL, who, trust me, not that the NFL will go, oh my God, the NFL hate anything like this. Anything that they're associated with that is a negative fan experience or a negativity, they are all over it. 10,000 doing it outside also means there's 10,000 people doing it inside. And if there's 10,000 of us outside, not saying he would leave, but believe me, it would definitely start something. I honestly do. Not saying like, all we need is 10,000 and Levy leaves. It's not going to be, oh no, there's too many of them, I can't deal with it. But it's certainly be that. And yeah, Michael, you've just put Sugar was not bothered by football. He made big money and moved on. I will say exactly the same with Daniel Levy. Doesn't care about the football, although Sugar was a diehard, genuine Spurs fan. Levy certainly doesn't care about the money. He will make big money, and he'll piss off. I reckon 10,000 fans protesting him outside make a massive, massive difference. Not saying it's what wins the war, but a lot more battles are won.
Fair enough. Right, another question from Jimmy Hotspur. Big up, Jimmy. What happens at the stadium if we get beat tomorrow? Oh, it's going to be toxic. I believe it will be toxic. We're on a bad run, and you know, I can understand you go through bad situations when you're with a new manager, when you're doing stuff like that. For me, it's just going to be boos. There's going to be dramas. And when the boos start happening in the stadium, for me, that's when Levy's head starts turning, is because his little pressures is getting affected. and that's the stadium. So if boos are coming in, and they'll be for him, he takes it out on the manager. He always has done, and that's what'll happen.
Joe, it's on a knife edge right now. If we don't start off well, if we don't get off to a flying start, early goal, whatever, it could turn. If they go 1-0 down, listen, when you lose a goal anyway, it's not the best atmosphere. It will get ramped up. When Chris Cowling showed the tweet showing that they got booed off at half time, I was like, oh, that's never a good sign. But they deserved it for the performance. But what did surprise me is when they took Bergvall off and put Maddison on, they started booing like the not as loud and didn't have the response that Lucas Moura got when he brought on, who was it, Stephen Bergvall he brought on, or whoever it was he brought on for Lucas Moura, and the crowd went. Tomorrow's a knife edge. Tomorrow is a knife edge for the stadium. I just hope hopefully we get the 3 points, and it won't, but it's on a knife edge again. Whilst you're doing that, I will we're redirecting you for when we finish, guys,
cool.
to the 3 Spurs boys. You do that, I'll do the questions.
Right, I don't know how to do it.
He's doing you step by step.
Has he?
Yeah.
Hold on then. All right, you sort that and then do the questions.
Angus, what's the thoughts on the Manchester City versus the Filth game? Couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. I don't care who wins. Yes, I do. I just want you winning.
Counter-attack
mate. You're playing on Sunday, aren't you? Yeah, mate. I am more concerned about the Philadelphia Eagles coming to the New Orleans Saints and watching them, because I will be watching that on Sunday. I don't care. Don't care. I really, honestly. Dave, what's your thoughts?
If they don't counter-attack, they'll lose. They need to counter-attack or they'll get battered.
You're talking about Arsenal?
Yeah. If Arsenal don't counter-attack against City like Spurs used to, City will batter them, unfortunately.
There you go. Next one. Michael. So if Enoch sold up, what would not include the stadium? If not, then they would... So, Michael, basically, they've said as well... They've been very clever how they've done this. All the property, the hotels getting built up, they own the lot. They could sell that if they sell Tottenham Hotspur. If they'd sell Tottenham Hotspur right now, everything that's in Tottenham's name is the debt and the football team. Anything property orientated is all under the name of Enoch Tavistock. And I would hope that a big fee came in and someone would pay it and try and buy the lot out of them. But currently, if someone bought Tottenham Hotspur, whether I don't know how it worked with rent, I think Spurs have got the leasehold on it or whatever for XYZ years. But if Spurs sold the club, initially it is just the football club. It's not the stadium or any of the property, from the best of my recollection. And that's how it was when the stadium opened. I don't know if anything's changed when Joe Lewis handed everything over to the what's it called, the trustees. I don't know if something changed, but currently they have everything that's property orientated under a different name to Tottenham Hotspur. And if you go onto Company's House and you look at Tottenham Hotspur and then you look at partnering companies, you will see a host of names associated with the football club, and it's all for the property, the events, the this, the that. So check that out as well. Next one, Matty. I feel Brentford will be our hardest game yet. I feel Basuma has to play. Thoughts? Yeah, but listen, Matty, I am, and as I've said, I am a massive, massive fan of Thomas Frank. Massive fan of Thomas Frank. On the pitch, off the pitch, I think he is a class act. Thankfully, they've got Whistler out, which is massive for me. But like Rinketic said, set pieces, although we have got better, there's no denying we've got better at set pieces. I I don't. I think Basuma. I mean, first of all, is it our toughest game yet? If we're talking about that's going to give us a match, a proper go at it tactically and everything, I think you may have a case. Obviously, you can say Arsenal, whatever, because of the stature of the club. Bissouma for me has to play. Dave, where are you on those two? And then we'll give our starting 11s.
Yeah, I think Bissouma does have to start because with the way Brentford are going to come at us, we need someone who can draw fouls, someone who can draw out the midfield, open up a little bit. So yeah, I feel like
I'm going
that.
to come back to this crowd. Just need Scott M, who's still going. Great job, you legend, especially Dave. After Brian tried to make this a dating show, throwing his phone number out for the whole. Oh man, yeah, I royally screwed up, Scott. I royally screwed up. It's going to be
class.
all over. People
Big up, Scott. That's class.
If you look hard enough, you will see my telephone number put on this stream by myself. But Scott, I don't know if you saw it because you were driving. Everyone gave you a lot of love when I asked it.
Yeah.
Good to see you. And I'll speak to you very, very soon. But going back to Matty's thing.
Yeah.
Do you start Bissouma?
Yeah. Like I said, yeah, I do. I think Bissouma should start. I think it should be Bissouma, Bergvall, Bentancur. For me, that just allow Bergvall to have a bit of fun. Use Bentancur because, as you've seen, he can find that killer pass. He can find it. We've seen it against Coventry. And with Bissouma, you just need someone on there just to annoy Brentford, and he can do that. So, yeah, for me,
right, so your starting lineup, obviously, we're all going to choose the same back five. Wait a minute, is this... So Matty, and put it in the comments right now. And Dave, I've got the questions up, so you check the comments.
Yeah.
Matty, do you mean if we were in charge, the first 11 we'd want to see, or the first 11 we think Ange's going to pick? So just put ours or Ange.
I think he's asking for ours. What can we hear your starting 11? So I presume weird one.
Okay, so then let's do it on the premise of that.
We'll do it on the premise of that. Yeah. So I'll go first. Vicario in goal. Yes, he said yours. So
okay, cool.
Obviously Vicario will be in goal because obviously, you know what I mean, Forster's dreadful and Austin ain't going to get a game. Right back is going to be Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Spence for me. Midfielder, Bissouma, Bentancur, and Bergvall. On the left, I'd go Son, Solanke, and personally, I'd go Mikey Moore on the right.
We mixed it up right. Goalkeeper, obvious. The normal Destiny, Van der Ven, Romero, Spence. I said my midfield three. Bissouma, Bergvall, Kulu. Up front, Son, Solanke. And yeah, I'll chuck Mikey in. So pretty similar. Pretty similar.
The only reason I didn't
know what with Mikey, I'm just trying to think. That means Brett. Listen, right wing is either going to be Brennan or he's going to move Kulu out or whatever.
Yeah.
Do I want Mikey Moore coming on and having the impact he has in the second half, or do I want Brennan coming on?
Brennan plays better in the second half, mate, and you can always use Kulu. If you drop Kulu, you could use Kulu in the second half as well, and you've got Kulu and Brennan fresh.
Yeah, you're right. So let's go on to the next question. I'll take the questions now, and you keep an eye on the chat.
Okay, then.
Hey, Marquez, Tottenham on tour. Does anyone watch Sport in Portugal? I do, and I think, and we were 20 years without a trophy. If you want a player from Sporting, yes. Have you watched any of Sporting Lisbon?
No, I literally watch Spurs. I watch West Ham every now and then because of MC, and that's it.
I have seen
and Wrexham. Sorry,
I've watched a lot of highlights of them. I can't say I've watched them. The reason I want Amorim is, if it was to be, sorry, I'm still with Ange. If it was that to be him, I just love the style of football he does play. I do love the style of play. I think he is a very young, up-and-coming manager, and the player he's talking about is a star. But if I had my choice, it would be Gyökeres. But this player is Premier League bound, and when he does, he's going to exceed. He's going to exceed in the Premiership. Next one, Matty. Oh, we've done this one.
We've already done that one, yeah. I'm not going through that again.
Okay, and everyone go check out his channel for all the work he does for younger children to give them a better life and offer great support in times of need. Why do we always sign players that are not world class? And when we have top players, we sell them. Three words.
Easy.
3 words. Daniel, Philip, Levy.
Yep.
That's the answer. And I actually, do you know what? To give him a bit of to show that I'm bad, whatever. Right now, I don't think a world class player comes to Spurs. I don't think one of the big players. A, we won't pay them.
Cheeky.
A, we won't pay them, and B, they'd want to come for trophies. Big players come for trophies. Obviously, they get paid the money, and I don't think right now, if you went to a big player, let's say Gyökeres.
Dan just said that was Ange and the board question.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where it's gone messed.
Okay, there you go. Cheers, Dan. But everyone goes to give his channel a subscribe.
There's Dan's channel. Give it a subscribe. Big up, Dan.
Wicked. Colin Crossamano. Would you buy Everton for 300 million or Spurs?
I'm buying Spurs.
Well, put it this way: if someone came in and they had £4 billion spare, do you spend all your? Not saying that that's all they've got to spend.
Yeah.
If he's looking at it, the business-wise, Everton obviously they're building their new stadium, yada yada yada. But if you had £4 billion and you spent 300 buying Everton, and don't forget, Everton used to be a force.
Yeah.
Everton used to be one hell of a football club, and it's a very big football club. It's a huge football club. That are just.
I mean, if you got 4 billion and you're spending 3 on Everton, and you got that much amount of money left, you could build them back.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I agree on that. Yeah, I went too quick.
Don't get me wrong. If you're looking at it for the events and blah 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 and everything, because I don't know what Everton's training ground looks like, or anything like that, then you've got it's in London. The hotel will be there. Yada yada yada. But if I had 400 billion, then that's the question. I would still be doing this for everyone. I would still be here with my 400 billion. I just wouldn't look like I'm in a sauna.
You'll have a Lamborghini behind you.
Exactly. If I had 4 billion, forget that I'm Spurs. I was just a businessman. 300 million on Everton and building them back up would be. I mean, I don't know. I mean, where before we go on to the next question, let's see what people would say. If you had, forget you support Spurs, forget you support Tottenham, forget where Everton are, blah blah blah. If you had money to buy either right now, what is more appealing? You can look at it on the Tottenham side, the stadium, the infrastructure, the training ground, the this, that, whatever. But then you look at it the other way, where for a fraction, and I do mean a fraction.
I mean, for me, yeah, right. You buy Everton for 300 million, yeah. You go build them £1 billion stadium, you're still left with what, 2.7? 2.7. No. You spend 200 million on players, right? You've got £1 billion stadium that you can get a mass amount of revenue from. You've only spent 200 mil on players, which leaves you 2.5 bill to run the next few seasons while you're still getting money from that stadium and everything. Well, obviously you do it that way, wouldn't you? You buy Spurs for 4 billion. Yes, you'll get the revenue from the stadiums, but you're still going to have debts to pay. You're still going to have to try and bring in players, but you're not going to have any money. So Everton would.
Let's have a look. I'm just going to see. I'm just checking to see.
Michael, not necessarily. It depends on the players you're bringing in. 200 million can get you a fair few players if you get the right ones.
One second. I'm just trying to
not do a Daniel Levy and buy players for 65 million. 50 million.
Everton's new stadium capacity is going to be 52,888. So it's 10,000 less. I didn't realize it would be that big. Yeah, but I think Everton, there's a load of pretty much everyone has said Everton. Just quickly, Gigs the Box. No, I'm in Toronto, so I won't be there. But my group, the protesters, will not be opposite the club shop tomorrow. That's for sure. But that was a great question from Colin. Right, next one from Louis. Oh, but mate, another new channel guy I got to get on the show. It's a really, really good guy. Put your link in the chat, and we'll pick it up, Louis. Do you agree? Ange doesn't tweak or change things mid-game, as he hasn't had to in his previous jobs due to the poor level. That's a good question. That's a good question.
Well, he does tweak things a little. I just don't think he does it enough. Not to have drastic effect. No, and I mean, it could be. Yeah, it could be because he hasn't been a bigger clubs, and his teams have never need tweaking, like the Celtics and obviously in the J League and stuff like that. They never need tweaking because they don't need to, really. So yeah, I kind of agree with this. I do think he does not do that because of the leagues he's previously been in. He hasn't had the reason to. So yeah,
I think it may. I've never looked at it that way. It may have something to do with it. That's a really good question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
We got 4 left as it speaks.
Yeah, just quickly, mate. Just quickly.
Yeah.
Right, Michael and Gigo, right? You're saying 2 to 3 million players, but you're looking at us, you need to buy 50, 60, 70, 80 million pound players. You don't. Everton don't need 50, 60, 70 million pound players. You could go into many leagues and buy certain players that'll fit depending on the manager you have. It's not necessarily you need 2 or 3 players for 200 million.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we'd all love the 200-300 million, but he said,
you got to look at it as a whole. You got to look at it as a whole, though, with the whole team. You still have the players that are there now. You just need to add to them. Really, you don't need to get rid of the whole squad.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. If we went and signed 3 players for £200 million, people like myself who are balanced and who are will come on here and say, do you know what? That's exactly what we wanted to see. Real, genuine, die-hard quality come in. Well done. You're going to have to say, well done. But we don't do that. But just look at Van der Ven. Van der Ven was, what, 40? So you can get 5 players. Not saying they all turn out to be, but it's again down to
talent. Yeah, that's the thing. You could buy 3 players for 200 mil who turn out to be rubbish, or you buy 6 players for 200 mil who turn out to be great.
Yeah, you can the other way as well.
That's what I'm saying. No, but that's what I'm saying. It's always a risk with that, but you can buy 6 players for 200 mil if you go and scout them.
Whenever you talk about this subject, the only thing that people will bring up, and I agree with it, and I am going to bring it up for that reason, is Coutinho leaves Liverpool. They needed a world-class defender and a world-class goalkeeper. Well, they went and smashed the record for goalkeepers, and they went and smashed the record for a defender, and we all know the rest of it. But getting back to Matt's question, Solanke goal soon, don't you think? I think he's done. I don't think he's done anything wrong, but he's going to start getting stick if he doesn't get the ground running soon.
Yeah, I agree. Not just for the fans giving him stick and that. It's just for confidence overall. You know, I'm not bringing him up because I'm Welsh running for. But if you look at Brennan, right, he scored a goal, and he had 0 interest in celebrating that goal. Not just because the game was dreadful, but because his confidence is shot. We don't want Solanke that. He's our starting striker. He's going to be our striker all season. He needs as much confidence as possible. He needs a goal, and I think tomorrow it's a perfect chance for him to get that goal he desperately needs, because he has to start hitting the ground running. We've got Richarlison who's injured, right? Getting loads of money, who's injured again. Solanke has to start hitting the ground running, getting them goals in, taking the chances he's being given, but it's about the players around him as well, giving him them chances. We seen in the first game of the season, he had so many shots, right? Because of the chances we were giving him. But it was synonymous with a player who's just started for a new club. That first game, he hasn't got his eye for goal. He hasn't set, you know what I mean? He hasn't got his, are what's called match ready fitness, all that type of stuff. So he has
Remember,
to.
he signed a
really
week before
does.
the window started. He
Yeah.
signed a week before we started.
Exactly. So yeah.
So no, all I would say,
Yeah. No, let you go.
The pressure he's under when you become your club's record signing, the pressure's on you already. When we were going on so badly, we need a striker. The pressure's on you already. We have. I think some of his hold-up play has been great. I think some of his running off the ball has been great, but we didn't buy him for. Well, we technically did, but the main reason we bought him for was to put the ball in the back of the net. And the longer it goes on, people go, "Oh, we spent 65 million on."
Yeah.
And I get to a point. I think what we need to do. Do you know what? This is before we bring it up, and I will get the people in the we'll get people in the comments to put a section here. I think, or what would you think if you're Heung-min Son and Spurs get a penalty tomorrow? And this is all I'm. There's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer here whatsoever.
Yeah.
If you're Heung-min Son, Spurs get a penalty tomorrow. Obviously, Heung-min Son is the number one penalty taker. It's 0-0, so there's no goals scored, or it's 1-0 and it's not Solanke that scored. Do you, as Heung-min Son, give Solanke the penalty to take it to get that first goal?
No.
You wouldn't.
And I wouldn't, because let me answer with the added extra a little bit. The reason I wouldn't is one reason only. Son ain't scoring either. Unfortunately, Son ain't doing it either.
Everton.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is his overall game isn't the best this season, and he needs them confident boots as well. If you were to, because you got to look at it on the flip side, Brian, yeah? If you were to give Solanke that chance and he misses, his confidence is shot. He needs to get a goal in open play.
Okay, yeah, but again, this is the thing. Like I said, there's no wrong answer.
No, I know that, yeah, but this is my thoughts on it.
If Sonny took that penalty and misses, then you could say, well, why did you give it to Solanke to get the ball up and running? Because at Bournemouth, he did take penalties, but he wasn't their number one penalty taker.
No.
So it's not that he doesn't take penalties. He's just not that. I mean, I look at it. So Michael said, listen, Kane takes a penalty even if we're 5-0 up. So yeah, like I said, there's no wrong answer, but I think so. I'm in a reverse psychology. Solanke is not scoring tomorrow. He's not.
yeah.
Not because I've said every game he is. Solanke's not scoring.
No. But before you bring up the next question, Brian, big up to Matty Kushner, sir. Thank you so much for the super chat. We really appreciate it. Nearly 3 hours, so incredibly dedicated. Come on, you Spurs. Well, this is what we do for you guys. I weren't even going to bother today because I've been feeling rough for the past few days, but you know, you got to do these things. I've missed a couple of member shows, so I said I was going to do this one, and we've been going for 3 hours. My head's killing. I don't care. I'm enjoying it. So yeah, and we'll go until we finish the questions.
Exactly. It would have been just me, but what I will say with this as well, Matty, is you weren't watching the channel at the time. We started to do a member show every single week as soon as we could have members, because we thought it was only fair. Not only fair, it's a perk of becoming a member that you have the chance to come and have your say. Then this is before David was officially part of Tottenham on tour. But then obviously my health issues came up. And we just, all our shows and programming kind of went completely haywire because I couldn't commit. Well, now I am back in a good place. And now with Dave being on board, who has been incredible for the channel, we can do these things. Me and Dave can put on this show. And like I said, it's your show. We keep evening and morning brews down to the time we think that it's due. But this is all down to you. So if you keep putting questions in, we keep going.
That's just me, Rob. I've got to sleep at one point, but it is the way it is. That's
the point of the show. Listen, we are dedicated. We are passionate. This is your show.
Yeah. So I will die for this show.
Well, what a way to die on the channel.
I know. Yeah, I know. But anyway, another super chat from Eugene. Big up, Eugene. Get to the Scotland Yard to watch a game with your boy.
Yeah, mate. Let's make it now that you've got my number, and so has 100 other people, or however many other people watch this. let's stay in contact. We'll try and work it out. That we'll try and sort out you coming for a game.
Emsy trying to get a question in.
There you go. Well, you keep them
They're all
coming.
started.
No, we've just done this one, haven't we? We just done Matty. So now I've got Simply Ace. Big up. I haven't seen you about for a bit. Would you like to see Bergvall start? And if so, I've answered that. For me, instead of Matters and play him in the 8. What about
I
you?
agree. I think, see, for me, in this game against Brentford, right, how I see it is if you take away Madders, Kulu, and Johnson, right, I know there's big changes there, but you bring them at half time. When Madders came on against Coventry, he tried. He really did, right? He started linking up with Kulu, and them two work together. But if you get them against tired legs, it's even better for them. So for me, yeah, you do that.
Okay, we've got another super chat coming from my roomie. Thank you very much indeed, roomie. Listen, you've put the hashtag. Big up, guys. Thanks for all your hard work and cheers for letting me on. Tom, listen, you're like family to me and the channel. You're always
great
welcome here. And do you know what it was? Tom hasn't really been on. He's always a great supporter in the chat, but he hasn't. I think his first one was when we did our fan show with you. You're more than welcome. Levy out, and thank you for your support and brotherhood, Rumi. We got another one. From Dan Gates.
Dan, big up, mate.
Dan, thank you, brother. Dan's been on the channel. Dan will be coming on again in the next couple of weeks. I can promise you, he'll be doing an evening.
Fantastic.
Dan, thank you very much indeed. And like we've said, we will. Another one's just coming. We will keep promoting.
They want to see me die.
Your great cause. Listen,
they want to see me die.
Look at it going. It's from Bertie. I love this man. Sends me so many pieces of artwork.
Big up, Bertie.
I've got ready for when we do need to go in the attack mode. Bertie, love you dearly, buddy, and thank you for the super chat.
Tom, just quickly, Tom forgot to put something in. Tom, I love you too. I know it's all banter, mate. I know it's just jokes, mate. Honestly, it's just fun.
Okay, Z, you guys confident about Old Trafford next week?
No, but I hope we beat them. I really do, because my brother's a United fan, my daughter's a United fan, and I want to destroy them both with laughing at them, but it's not going to happen. Oh, mate, it's annoying. Right. Shall I tell you what my family supports, right? This is what I'm surrounded by, yeah? My mother is a United fan.
Your mother is who?
My mother is a United fan.
Okay.
Right, my dad's a City fan. My brother is a Liverpool fan. My other brother's a United fan. My daughter is a United fan. And my missus, MZ, is a West Ham fan.
I just have to say, I agree with this, and it's what the fans want.
Not a chance. Not a chance. I'm not even going to say I've danced once on a live somewhere. You will never find it. It's on a channel that is not my name, right? It was a gaming channel I had. You'll never find it, right? And now, no, I will never do it again because I look like a right muppet.
No, you can do a dance in your seat.
I'm not doing it. Well, yeah. Well, you got to put a super chat in. No.
You've done it without the super chat.
I'll add more. Oh,
was that the teaser? Was that the
teaser? That was just warming you up.
We'll have to get the Tom Jones on, leave your hat on and all that.
Yeah.
Z, what I will say is
MZ, really?
When your own partner,
she's sitting right there. She's behind me right here.
Listen, there was the teaser.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I didn't expect it.
You just need to add something now.
Well, what? I need some music. Give me some music.
I can't. We'll get copyrighted.
No, we won't, because don't we have music on StreamYard? We do. That's not copyright, is it?
Oh, you're going there? Okay, 1 second.
That's how. What about this one? What about this one? Oh. Is it going to kick in? It's not even kicking in.
Go on, shake your funky stuff. There you go.
That's all you're getting. I'm done. There you go.
Done.
I've had it.
Well, mate, man of your word. Well done. There you go. See, mate.
You've got it from me. I've embarrassed myself for all of YouTube. Enjoy.
Mate, you've embarrassed yourself, but have you given your personal phone number out?
No. I can do. You can call me all you want. You won't get an answer because I have it on silent.
There you go. But yeah, what a way What a
This is
channel.
3 hours. This is 3 hours, mate.
What a channel. Matty is saying that. Oh, mate, you've got a lot of love.
Oh, sweet.
There you go. We got there.
There you go, sweet.
My God, and you wait,
Hey,
guys.
I promised. Hey, this is for the channel. Yeah, I'm ill. I'm feeling like rough, and I did it for the channel. I said a word, so there you go.
I've just seen another comment coming in, but
It's like,
thank you very much. Like I said, we will be having a wacky Wednesday with our quiz and fun and loads more engagement and participation and shit like this. That's going to become a part of it. But one of my dearest has said,
I know who this is. Big up, mate. Big up.
Junior Mafia. Listen, if he starts putting super chats in for the request he'll come up with.
Oh, I'll never do that.
No, we'll be cancelled. We'll be cancelled.
Cancelled, mate. I'll have the police at me door.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
listen, right, quickly before we go on, right? I've got a funny story about this. You'll never find this video, yeah, right? But there is an actual video of me on YouTube when I was a lot younger doing a stupid dance to a rave video, yeah, right? And I was about 16, 17, yeah, when YouTube first started coming out. I was completely out of my head. And yeah, for me, it's a stupid video, but there's 2 videos of me out there in the world, and you will never find them. And if you do, and post it anywhere, I hate a lot of you.
Yeah, it's whether they find it right. Someone's just coming. We're going to fully speak to him, but I am going to answer these bloody questions because we've been. So, I am worried.
No, you haven't, Ed. No,
I am worried, but they play. The record's not the best there. We went 2 seasons in a row, back-to-back wins.
Yeah.
I think it was Poch. But it's a tough place to go to, and they seem to be finding a bit of form. But listen, I'm only bringing it up because we are wrapping up. But it's coming up. We've got a few questions to do, but it would be rude for me not to bring this person on. It would also.
It'll be like Hugo Lloris.
Listen, I'm going to bring on the boy. It's his birthday tomorrow.
You won't. It's not under Roadman, by the way, and you will never find it.
Don't ever rule out what people can find on the internet.
No. Trust me, it's such an old video.
Oh, wait a minute. By the way, MZ, clip it, TikToks. Yeah, that's that done. But let's bring on birthday boy. Still in his
happy birthday, KPV. Happy birthday.
How are you, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just been chilling and been just watching Hull City Stoke at the minute and 1-0 Stoke City. So
you're telling so what you're telling me is we've been going for 3 hours and you're watching a Hull Stoke City before you come here.
Sorry, man.
Actually, I can see what you're doing. You're smart. You're on Ashley Phillips' watch, aren't you?
What? Ashley Phillips? Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm on the boy watch. Yeah, Ashley Phillips watch, mate. Because I'm on Ashley Phillips watch, ain't it? So
how's he doing? How's Ashley doing?
Good.
Did you say Stoke are winning or Hull are winning?
Stoke.
Okay. So birthday boy, what do you want to talk about, buddy?
Anything like Tottenham related only. Like as I said on We Are Tottenham TV, they better not ruin my birthday tomorrow. Because as I said, the last time we had a game on my birthday, we lost at Leicester 2-1, and Maddison.
Phillips isn't playing.
Yeah, like. Tottenham have picked a bad time to play on my birthday tomorrow because they always seem to play on my birthday and we always seem to lose. But the good thing is, 4 years ago today, we beat Southampton 5-2 at their ground. 4 goals from Son and 4 assists from Harry Kane and a goal from Kane. So, yesterday was the 4-year anniversary Bale was signed for Tottenham. So, a good month. For 4 years ago, 2020, we brought Bale back and we signed Reguilon. So 2 Real Madrid players we've signed and couldn't have asked for anything more. But unfortunately, we had to wait till that stupid West Ham game for Bale to play for Spurs again. And we know how that turned out to be. Didn't go really well.
Okay, so
4
what are
years
you
ago.
feeling about tomorrow, KPV?
As I said, I don't want Spurs ruining my birthday tomorrow, but hopefully we can get a win. I'll be out. Unfortunately, I won't be watching it as it's not on Sky at 3 p.m. because, yeah, they never show. Wish they could, but I'm not watching it. But I'm hoping we can get a win, and I'll be happy because I don't want us losing on my birthday. Like, I don't want us losing because we always seem to lose on my birthday. So tomorrow that changes. A win tomorrow will be nice, and I want us to get back to winning ways in the league. Is what I'm saying.
I
Not
have to say, KPV, I'm not hiring you as a scout at Tottenham anytime soon because not only is Ashley Phillips not playing, he's not even in the squad.
what? No,
You're
is he
watching Stoke.
injured? Is he injured?
I love you, KPV. I love you, KPV. I have to say, one of the things I thank my parents for every single year is that I was born in June. So Tottenham can never ever ruin my birthday.
Oh, do you know how they ruin my birthday? Is near enough every single year Spurs play West Ham around my birthday, March the 2nd.
Yeah, I thankfully, I mean, England have been knocked out of tournaments on my birthday, which doesn't feel good, or the day before, or whatever. But Spurs not ruin my birthday.
Well, yeah, they always seem to ruin my birthday, but they better not ruin it tomorrow, as I'm saying, because I want to win. I said it to a mate of mine on Messenger just a few days ago that they better not ruin it. They better win tomorrow for me, because if they don't, then Big Ange is under pressure, and it's on Ange, I'm afraid. Sorry, people, but it's on Ange. The blame is on the boss, and it is on him.
KPV, why is it on him?
Because he made a big mistake taking off Kulusevski's international colleague, Lucas Bergvall, because I actually thought Lucas Bergvall was probably our best player. So you take him off on Wednesday, and he said, I don't make substitutes by poll, mate. Well, you did. So do not ruin my birthday tomorrow, mate. Otherwise, you know what's going to happen, mate. There'll be pressure, and I did not want Poch out. Well, I did, because he wouldn't win us games. Well, you're next. So do not ruin my big day tomorrow. Otherwise, I want you out. So do not ruin my big day. There's going to be consequences. So do not ruin it. And I do not want to hear any excuses. Oh, we played well. Well, we didn't play well on Wednesday because we were shit. And my local team, Coventry, should have won that game because I was born in Coventry. So we were poor. But tomorrow, better do well, Big Ange, and stop taking off our important player, that is Lucas Bergvall, because look at what Mourinho did. Took off Kane and Son, and we conceded 3 goals at home to West Ham, who I can't stand, and they're playing Chelsea tomorrow. Hopefully it's a draw in that game. I don't want any of them to win.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there's going to be some trouble in London this week, because you got West Ham, Spurs, you got Spurs, Brentford, and you've got Cardiff, Millwall. There is going to like the Metropolitan Police in London tomorrow.
They're going to get some wages.
It's going to be messy around London. But KPV, what do you reckon the score's going to be tomorrow?
Well, I want 4-0, man. I want 4-0 because I just don't want to concede. We've only kept 1 clean sheet, and that was against Everton. So Venom knows what he has to do tomorrow. Venom even spoke as well to Sky Sports before the game. I think if we can stick together, then that'll bring success. We've got a game on Thursday as well next week. So tomorrow, I want 4-0. The good thing is that Wyandotte Merchant ain't there anymore. Mopay, he ain't there anymore. Don't like him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And KPV, I'm going to ask you one final question, because then we're going to wrap up the final questions we got left. We got 5 of them, and then we're going to wrap up. But I've asked everyone this, and I'm dying to know the answer to this one. The
Go
fans
on.
forum is on Monday.
Yeah.
Kim Min Sun, Ange Postecoglou, and my best mate Levy is going to be there. You can ask
Where?
one question to one of them. What question are you asking, and to who?
Like, what's going on Monday? Can you say again, mate? I
Fans
couldn't hear.
forum.
Oh, the fans forum. Like,
You
what?
could ask one question to one of them. Who are you asking, and what's the question?
I would ask Son the question, like, what was it like to play in the Champions League final? And he'll probably say, oh, not bad. I'll probably ask him, when Lucas scored a hat-trick in Amsterdam, how did you react? That's what I'll ask Son. How did you react when Lucas scored that hat-trick in Amsterdam? That's the question I'll ask him, because
There you go.
And everyone, I've got some news as well.
Oh, KPV, go on.
Next year, I think it's March, I might be going to see Ozzy Ardiles again, but not just him. Oh, Ledley.
There you go.
Nice.
Hey,
Yeah,
mate, you know
so
what? I've had Dave dance. I've had you sing.
What are you going to do, Dagul?
I've given my telephone number out.
Oh, you did.
Huh?
You did. Yes, you gave everyone your number.
So it's been a wacky show, but KPV, final thing I'm going to ask you before you go, what are you doing for your birthday tomorrow?
I'm going out to London. Like, yeah, I'm going where I went 2 Saturdays ago. Like, going to London to have a look around a football shop. You know, classic football shop, the one that Chiellini went to last year. You have a look at retro football shirts. You get retro football shirts like Barcelona, Real Madrid, any shirts. They have old football shirts in there. You get old football shirts, and I'm going to that shop again. And yeah, and I even saw an old Tottenham shirt, Les Ferdinand on. So, but yeah, that must have been the old season. The Premier League
There you
began.
go. Well,
So-
whatever you do, mate, have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
We will
birthday.
We will see you next Friday, yes?
Yes, mate, you will. And yeah, I'll message you as well tomorrow, mate, as well.
Please do, Cole. Please do. You know what? I might sing happy birthday to you in a voice note.
There you
go.
I'll send you a note.
Levy out.
That's what we like to hear, brother. Speak to you
Everyone
soon.
show some love to KPV and wish him a great happy birthday for tomorrow.
Birthday.
Loads of people already have as well, KPV.
Yeah. See you later on, buddy. I love that.
There you go, mate. Big up.
I love that, man. Do you know what? Before you came age ago, he put in a £50 super chat with the first verse to Backstreet's Back All Right. And I sang it. So I have done.
Fair enough. There you go.
Find it. I guarantee Matty's going to find your video. But getting back to the question. Getting back to the questions. Ravin Ragu. How do we diminish the threat of Mbeumo running at pace when we lose the ball high up the pitch? Van der Ven may not be able to catch him. If there's one man that can, it's him.
Yeah.
He is a major problem, though. I saw so many people saying we should go for Mbeumo in the summer. He is a dangerous back. He tore us. Was it Whistle or Mbeumo that scored a couple of goals against us in the 3-2? I think it might have been one of each.
Yeah, I think it was one of each. I know Wissa got one, didn't he? He got that really total one, I think it was.
They took us to he is a danger. He is big threat. I don't know. I mean, the only way to say diminishing him is Van der Ven, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. For me, the only way you're going to stop him is if you double down on him. But then you're going to leave space for other players. Visser not being there is good because obviously you won't have them two being able to work on players and that. So yeah, I think the only way you're going to deal with him is double down on him, mate. That's the only way you can do it.
There you go. Next question is Colin Crosser Mano. Will Ange dress like he's going to a funeral tomorrow? He is sometimes in a suit and sometimes in the the joggers and smart kind of jumpery thing, isn't he? Is he going?
I reckon it's going to be the joggers and the jumper thingy tomorrow. I think he would have seen the comments, because he would have seen the comments because he said, right. Now he said about being on social media and everything, right? And he goes, "Oh, I haven't been on there for ages. I used to go on there." And he's been sneaking a peek. He's been seeing what people are saying. He said someone say he's going to dress at the funeral. I'm surprised if he didn't come up in a shell suit tomorrow.
Mate, do you know what I'd love for him to do, or a manager to do? If it was all going tits up. You know, he said in his press conference after the Coventry game, he goes, "I make the subs when I feel. I don't do it as on a poll." Can you imagine if he just said, "Right, I'm going to make my substitutions. I'm going to go to my social media, just get his phone out and say, right, I'm going to bring on him. Who do I take off?" And he just listened to the fans. Just for one game. I would love that. I would love that. That would be hysterical. And not just for Tottenham, for everyone.
Fair enough, Matty, mate. Fair enough.
That's a different show. That's a different show, Matty. We are Spurs TV. Do you think Levy is picking the starting lineups now? Do I think he may have said something about the Carabao Cup? Not picking the lineup, but saying this isn't a priority? Yes, I do. Yeah. Yes, I do. Do I think he's doing it in the Premier League? No. We saw Tim Sherwood when he had to call out about Harry Kane. He has wanted to know why players are being picked or whatever. Do I think he said, right, you have to play him, and do there? No. Do I think he said to us before Coventry, as he knew at Fulham, do you know what, mate? This one isn't the be all and end all. Yeah. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Had a game tomorrow with my dad. Never wanted to supply the owners with my money again, but going to Spurs with my old man is never something I take for granted. Content that never, ever, ever, regardless of how you feel, need to ever say that, because a memory is a memory regardless. And I hope you bloody enjoy yourself, win or lose. That's a memory you and your dad will have. So never, ever, ever worry about that. Enjoy your day.
Yeah, Robbie. Well, listen, my first time ever going to Spurs with my dad, and I those memories I'll never be able to get back. And if I hadn't done it with him, I know how you feel in it. But this is the thing, Robbie. People like yourself that feel the way that we do about the owners. What you do and how you support your club is all down to you. I have said I'm not giving him any money. If I have been in the stadium and I have been in the Levy Bowl, I won't let people buy me a drink, a burger, anything, because somehow that money's got. People support the club how they want to. People will feel the way against the owners and maybe not want to spend money in the club shop. You got a chance going to your dad. You got enjoy, mate. Enjoy. Next question. Here we go. It's from Rinketic. Will you ever have an only membership show? This is it.
Yeah, this is it. Like, don't get me wrong. I know the link I posted today went wrong. I don't know why YouTube keeps doing this, but it is an only member show. You can only join if you are a member. Yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, this is the member show.
I have to say, with Dave doing that with the
it wasn't me, it was YouTube.
And premiering one of the shows after this. This is
why. Wait, listen, right?
This is why he's dragging it out, because I am never disciplinary with him after. No. I think it's 30 minutes more dancing.
This is what he meant. Sorry, this is what I meant. No, I meant like a membership, like the chat and stuff is closed for members only. I mean, we
want to do loads of things with the members and the non-members as well. There are so many WhatsApp groups, so many, and what
become one then?
If you know what, to get this man on, although it would have to be after the watershed. It would have to be after the watershed to bring this man on. This guy is he's very important to me. He could come on. That is like family to me, and someone that has defended me and stood up for me. That guy's like royalty to me. So that's different. But yeah,
he's just a knob with me though. Who tells me to shave my beard and stuff? All he wants to do things over my beard.
One of those guys that if he's acting like a knob to you, it means he cares.
Oh yeah, of course, I know that. Yeah, I just don't like when he says he wants to do stuff to my beard. It's weird.
Right.
He's so good. I love him.
An important one. When is bingo? Bingo is going to commence shortly after the fan show. I will put it out there, and we'll have some bingo. If you have got my
Ryan,
number,
sorry, just not to cut you off, but I think a certain someone who's just come into the chat. Sorry.
oh my! Listen, we went through it. Listen, I got it right. You know, I told you this kit means more to me than you will ever know. I will be wearing this at the Scotland Yard tomorrow. Michael, I was saying, someone who I spoke to via Twitter, then DMs, then we speak on WhatsApp. Him and his dad are some of the nicest people you could ever wish to meet. Michael, I cannot thank you enough. As I said, we will be getting some Tottenham on tour stuff to you as a thank you. I appreciate everything you've just done and your friendship, most importantly. I am so happy you've come into the chat. I said I can't remember what you come into on the chat. It is a pleasure getting to know you, buddy. Everyone give Michael some love for sending that all the way from Ireland. From Ireland, that's come from. Next question, Eugene. Can we finally get a long show? Yeah, do you know what? This is just. Do you know what, mate? This has actually been a warm up for the 24 hours.
It really has.
3 hours plus has actually been, and we still are doing that. We've just got to find the time when we're able to do it. But we are a channel of our word, and mental health charity,
Yes.
addiction charity. So that will
We will do it.
That will be happening, and I'm trying to get some very, very, very special people on it, and I mean ex-Spurs and people that have had issues with either mental health, addiction, or anything. So that will be happening. Next Friday is that a game show? No, okay. So what we plan to do, if you'd watched Morning Brews this morning, we want to have a show once a week or once every 2 weeks where it is just going to be Tottenham trivia, Tottenham fun games, Tottenham, just random stuff like Tottenham's categories, Tottenham this. We're going to want people to come on camera and participate. We're going to get everyone in the chat involved because we just want to have some fun talking Spurs and playing games. None just manager in, manager out, players in, players out, substitution, formation, tactics. Just like a Wednesday night, just sit down and just have a laugh. Constant laugh. So we've got to put a bit of work into it. It's not coming this Wednesday or anything, but there is something coming and we want everyone to be a part of it. And I can't believe it. We've got to the final question.
Yeah, but quickly, before you do that, this is gold. This is, mate. This is going to be fantastic. Now he better come on when I'm on. Shawnee Slayer making an appearance on the 24-hour.
There you go.
I'm holding you to that. I danced on this stream. You can come on with me.
Well, he's also going to come on when we do the game show. So,
well, there you go then.
He'll be making his debut, and he's a massive, massive supporter of the channel, as you all are. Final question: are you dancing to the room? No. Ed, it's actually, if you go into StreamYard, it's updating things all the time. There are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different, or 9, because one was our Christmas Advent calendar one. Yeah. We will be doing the Advent calendar again this year, but we'll be doing it in a different way. A lot more fun and engaging again. But yes, I believe we are at the end of the show. Yes, it has been a massive, massive, massive. Yes, basically, Matthew, you've got it right. It's going to be a Brewing Bollocks Tottenham version with lots of fun and solely around football and Tottenham. It is going to be a lot more fun. And if people could, we are 4 likes away from 100. 4. There is still 63 of you in there.
Come on, do it. I danced on stream. That's got to be worth 3 likes. Come on.
Is it only 3 now? Refresh it.
I don't know how many were. We need 4 likes. It's 4 likes. 4. I danced on stream.
You did.
Yeah.
I think you should dance again.
Well, no, that's for the special. Two away.
Okay,
come
two
on.
away. 2 likes at 100. And then
One.
we need 1 like. Come on. Oh, wait a minute. Have I liked it? Have I liked our own show?
You can't do that. That's cheating. Big up, Tom.
Have we
Dance
got
us
it?
out. Okay, I will do. Let's have a
Have we
look.
got to 100?
I'm refreshing.
No, we're at 99.
No, we lost one. It's now
Well,
98.
I was the 100th. I was
But we're not.
the 100th.
Let me have a look. No, it's saying 98 for me.
Oh, don't do this to me. The people
It's
are
saying
now.
98.
I would say, do you know
No.
what? We're not stopping until we get 100. No, we've gone
Well,
down
I'll
to
just-
99.
Yes.
People are being silly buggers.
101.
There we go.
101.
There
There
we
you
go.
go.
That's a wrap. Dave,
Right.
when can
Yeah.
people see you next? Probably
Morning brews on Monday. Me and Ben, the Kaufman, will be doing a morning brews. Hopefully a fun one, a good one. A win from Brentford that we can enjoy and get there. So Monday morning, 9 a.m., me and the Cough will be doing the morning brews.
There we go. So I will be back with my reaction tomorrow after the game. I'm going to try it, like Michael said, and he's just said it. He's just put a comment in the chat that I'll try and get some more stuff from the Scotland Yard. It might not be live, but I'll try and get more footage from the Scotland Yard to share with people. And then, of course, Sunday, midday UK time, 7 a.m. My time, Anger Management. Hopefully, talking about a Tottenham Hotspur win, a Solanke goal, a Brennan Johnson masterclass. Who knows what we will get? But I will say, Dave, your catchphrase.
Yep. I will give you my catchphrase, but first.
Oh, you're rocking it. Oh, you're dancing a bit more.
Hey, I got 100 likes. Big up, everyone. Come on, Neiman.
Mate, I'm loving your dance. Mate, I'm just come on.
Come on, everyone.
I will say this is a perfect way to wrap. Dancing Dave, enjoy your weekend, whatever you're doing. Thanks for sticking with us. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and as always, Levy out.
Oh.
Tottenham.